Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
An epic 7-game series begins tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Oracle Arena.
Cavaliers have their backs against the wall against the Warriors season as they take a commanding 3-1 lead.
Hey, listen, man, everything we got for 24 minutes, man. Everything we got.
Oh, blocked by James! LeBron James with the rejection. He's at the right point. He stuttered sets. He launched a three. Hey! It's over. The Cavaliers are NBA champions.
Congratulations. You're the first team in the history of the NBA to come back from the 3-1 deficit.
Cleveland! This is for you!
Happy anniversary, everybody. 10 years to the day. The Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Golden State Warriors 93-89. Game 7 at Golden State. A night that will live on for the rest of our lives. We continue to celebrate it, and this year's kind of special because when we celebrate anniversaries with a 5 and a 0, it just takes on a little bit more significance, right? And today is the 10-year anniversary. Welcome to the Sam Bourquin Show, everybody, right here on AM 1310 WDPN. Sam Bourquin here. Ryan Rainsberg is
Good afternoon.
On the other side of the glass. Another beautiful day, just pristine outside. 80 degrees, sunshine, a little bit of a breeze, low humidity. You know, that's how we like to roll here on Smith Avenue on the Carnation City of Alliance, Ohio. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We're going to have some fun today. We're going to kind of, well, I want to say break away from the usual. But today's going to be a celebratory day of the Cleveland Cavaliers, and we're going to look back a couple of different, lots today. We're going to hear some great highlights. We'll hear the block, the shot, the stop. There's some pretty cool montages that the Cleveland Cavaliers have put out. We're going to be playing a couple of those in the 3 o'clock hour. We'll come back and do it again in the 5 o'clock hour. We'll do a little commentary. We'll go back into some stuff. Excited to kind of, how do I say this? Re-celebrate with all of you today. The Cavaliers winning that NBA championship 10 years to the day. Also, United States men's soccer team in action. They should be just getting underway on the pitch in Seattle as the Americans take on Australia. It's the USA's and Australia's second World Cup game. We will give you updates throughout the show here on 1310 WDPN. The Guardians, coming off of a 1-out-of-3 series, are on to Houston to take on the Astros tonight, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon. We'll preview the Stros in the Guardians here this afternoon. Cleveland was lucky to get out of Milwaukee with a win. They lost the first 2. They win yesterday, 3 home runs. And so they got the 1-out-of-3, and they're moving on to Houston. They'll play ball tonight coming up here and a little bit after 4 hours from now. What else we got going on? We'll talk a little guards today. Also, we'll take a look at maybe some of the players. We did this a couple days ago, but we kind of narrowed down the list a little bit of players that could possibly be available for the Guardians if we go down the trade route or something close to that. So we'll work that in here this afternoon as well. Want to remind everybody that the telephone number is up and ready to go, 330-821-1310. That's 330-821-1310. You can always text the show, 330-999-5758, and you can get your comments in on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. We got the chat up right now. You can get in there, give us your comments, your questions, your thoughts, your concerns, whatever else is on your mind. So we got all that going on today. We've got the usual 429, Sammy's Best Bet, 529 on this day in sports history. And we kind of veered away from the fill-in-the-blank Friday today because it is the 10th anniversary of the Cleveland Cavaliers winning the NBA championship. So we did a poll question today instead of the fill-in-the-blank Friday. And we'll get into that as well. So, today's been a busy day for yours truly. Our son had his college orientation today over at Walsh University, and Mom had to work early, and so she was able to get there about noonish. I was able to stay for the first half of it. I had to scoot and come over to do the show. So that was cool. As I put on my personal Facebook page today, boy, a lot has changed. A lot has changed in 38 years around Walsh. Well, it was Walsh College when I went there. Walsh University now. And obviously we live in the area, so we've watched these changes happen over the decades. But for people who used to live here or grew up here and left, moved away, maybe came back, come back to visit, leave, come back, go away, come back, you probably say, whoa, what happened over here? What happened over here on the corner of Market in Maple, right? A lot of stuff going on. So that was cool. I just can't believe, like, the last several years, decades, I've been over at Walsh a lot, obviously. Covering basketball, checking out some baseball games, watching some football games. But as far as the other parts of the university, I had never been to the Cav House. I had never been to the new Paul and Carol David Campus Center. I had never been to the business center. I'd never been to any of these places. And my mind was just blown away at everything that has gone on that campus in the last 38 years, plus all the buildup around it. And I tried to explain. I met some great people today, some great moms and dads today, from Beechwood, Wadsworth, Virginia, North Carolina, Austintown. We were kind of all set at our little lunch table we had today. And I said, I just kind of felt compelled to tell them that when I went there and I explained that there was no Giant Eagle, there was no Starbucks, there was no Lucky's Chinese Takeout, there was no Tan Pro artificial tanning bed, there was no 91 restaurant, there was no Bell stores across the street, there was nothing. There was absolutely nothing. We had a BP gas station that was open, 75% of the time. That was it. And we may have had a little convenient. I think there may have been a Speedy Foods. That's how long ago this was. And that's all there was. I said this was nothing but grass and land. There was nothing. So they were like, "Wow, how did y'all survive back then?" I said, "Well, we found a way." I said, I lived about 12 minutes away, so it wasn't, a big deal for me. But for the people that come in out of town, they were just like, "Whoa, this is pretty cool the way they built this area up over here." So got to shout out all the folks over at Walsh University today. I got to talk to the president and his lovely wife, and some academic advisors and people that are just there to help everybody along. But orientation, man, it was a lot different than when I went. Our orientation in '88, I think it was myself, 3 or 4 of my baseball teammates. We got a ride to the school at about, 4 or 5 o'clock that afternoon. They gave us a couple tours, and we were done. That was it. That was it. And back then, you had the option. You could spend the night in one of the dorms if you wanted to, and stay overnight, and then go back home the next day or get picked up or whatever. We were all just, we just wanted to play ball and hang out and be stupid at the age of 18. And We went over for our orientation. We were there for a couple hours. And okay, we're leaving. But, boy, they do it up nice. Really did it up nice. So that was fun today. That was fun. Kind of took me down memory lane a little bit. And, boy, how everything has kind of come full circle here. So that was cool. Met a ton of great people today. And shout out to Walsh University for putting on a great show today as far as this was the first orientation day. They've got a lot more scheduled coming up here with the other students coming in for their new class. But that was fun. So good stuff there. So we got soccer to talk about today. We got baseball to talk about today. We're going to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Cleveland Cavaliers winning the NBA championship. We got the U.S. Open going on at Shinnecock Hills. So yesterday, remember, they had the fog delay, so they had to wait for 2 hours. Last night, play got suspended due to darkness, which we knew was going to happen.
Oh, man.
So they're behind. They're trying to catch up. And I don't know what time they started playing this morning, but I got to imagine they probably had to move those tee times up a little bit. I bet you the first couple of groups that went out today, and I didn't see any fog problems this morning, but I'll bet you a couple of the groups that went out this morning, I bet you that sun had just barely come up, and they were putting the ball on the tee and getting ready to whack it around the course a little bit. So we'll keep you up to date with what's going on there.
Ooh, that would be
with the U.S. Open.
That would be like the best time to play, right as the sun is starting to crack over the horizon.
Yeah. And I bet you that's what it was, because I'm sure they had some 6 a.m.-ish tee times this morning.
They had to have. They probably finished the day yesterday still at least an hour behind, I bet.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So the leaderboard right now, and again, it's only Friday, right? We got a lot of golf to go. Will Clark is -1 for the day, 7 under for the tournament. Fitzpatrick is 3 under par. Xander Schauffele is 3 under par. Colin Morikawa is at 2 under. And Justin Thomas is -1. Keegan Bradley is -1. Rory is -1. And a bunch of folks at even par. And we'll continue to check the U.S. Open leaderboard as we move forward here on the show on 1310 WDPN. So our poll question today has everything to do with Game 7 of the NBA Finals. 10 years ago today, I forget what they called the place then. I believe it was Oracle Arena. Okay, in Oakland. Golden State doesn't even play in Oakland anymore. They play in San Francisco now. So this was 10 years ago in Oakland at Oracle Arena. It was a 8 o'clock, or was it 7? I think it might have been like an 8 o'clock tip, which was a little bit after 5 o'clock West Coast time. And it was Father's Day that day. I think we all remember, hopefully we all remember where we were before the game, during the game, and what we did after the game. Our family was at Waterworks Park that day. It was a water park up in Cuyahoga Falls. And here we go again, Rainsburg. We swam or swum. We went on lazy rivers. We laid out in the sun. We had a great time. And it was really kind of cool. They do a pool check at the top of every hour. So we got there early. Like we were there before the hordes started to show up. We got there way before open. So let's just say we got in around 10. So, and we stayed till 5. Every hour they did the pool break, they would play the Cavs fight song. They would say, "Go Cavs, enjoy your day here at Waterworks Park." I don't know what our slogan was back then. Now it's "Let them know." I don't know what it was back then. Hashtag, I should know this. I can't believe I can't remember. Was it all in, maybe? All for one? All in 216, something like that.
Yeah, I feel like I know it too.
Yeah,
for some reason.
So it was really cool. They did that every hour, and every hour the anticipation grew that we were going to be playing for an NBA championship game that night. And then it was kind of cool. We all left around 5 o'clock, and everybody kind of went their way. And We watched the game play out, and it was something I'll never forget. But it was just kind of cool, the build-up. Even at a water park that day, they were all in too, man. I mean, every hour, Cavs announcement, the fight song, it was really cool. So, and then the game, and you kind of got to almost rewind this whole thing, because at one point this basketball team was down 3-1, and you know the story by now. Nobody had ever come back from a 3-1 deficit in the NBA Finals to win the championship. It had never, ever happened.
Oh, I forgot we were the first team to do that.
Yeah. So who were we to think, oh, well, we're going to win this game. We're going to – no. I was as nervous and unprepared for the moment as probably most of you were. I didn't think we were going to come back. Look, when we were down 3-1 and we won Game 5, I felt really good because I knew we were going home for Game 6. So I felt really good then. But then when we turned our attention to the Game 7 out in Oakland and we had to go back there again, then I thought, oh gosh, well, maybe this was as good as it's going to get. We'll take our small victories here, and maybe we'll come back again and get them next year, because after all, we did play them 4 years in a row for the title. I thought, well, maybe we'll get them next year. And I remember the game, how it played out. And it really was one of those games where you had to scratch out points. When's the last time you saw an NBA Finals game with a final score of 93-89?
Ooh.
Points were hard to come by. I think there was a lot of nerves. I think there was a lot of jitters, and there was some really good defense. So points were at a premium. And it played out. We went back and forth, punch, counter punch. Nobody scored for about 5 minutes. I'm like, what is going on? Coming out of the timeout, a couple more trips up and down the floor, nothing. Then we come down the floor, we're going right to left. Kyrie gets the ball in the right wing, does a little bit of a dance, steps back, just a little wee bit of a hesitation head fake, goes up for the 3 ball, nails it. That puts us up 92-89. Golden State comes down, nothing. Now we're starting to feel it. Cavs come down the next possession. LeBron gets fouled. Makes 1 out of 2. Now we're up 4. Not a whole lot of time left. Golden State gets that possession. They inbound the ball, chuck up a long 3, no good. Maurice Spates gets the ball in the right corner, throws up some wild nonsense, and by then half the Cavalier bench had already come onto the floor, and the game was over, and the Cavaliers won, and they broke the 52-year curse. They were NBA champions, and it was just beautiful. It was beyond cinema. If you were there, if you were at the game, some of you I know were there in Oakland watching the game. If you were there, you know what I'm talking about. If you watched the game at home, you know what I'm talking about. If you watched the game at a sports bar, if you watched the game at a friend's house, if you watched the game at a bar outside, if you were at the watch party at the arena that night, if you were on the streets of downtown Cleveland, you know what I'm talking about. I still get goosebumps thinking about it, and it's been 10 years. And we tell the same stories almost every year. We maybe add a little bit to them, but the video's still the same. The audio's still the same. It's like a fine wine, and I don't drink wine. It's like a fine wine. It gets better with age. It gets better with time. And there ain't nothing like it. Browns hadn't won since 1964. Indians hadn't won since 1948. But the Cleveland Cavaliers came back from 3-1. They beat a 73, remember this, they beat a 73-win Golden State team. They won 73 games that year. They finished 73-9. And the Cavaliers dug a 3-run hole and came back to win. They brought back that Larry O'Brien trophy. We had that parade downtown Cleveland, right down Euclid Avenue. And it was a scene like you've never seen before. You know why? Because we never did see anything like that before. And we just keep riding the wave. Today is 10 years later, and it feels just as good. Your thoughts, your comments, your phone calls, 330-821-1310. You can text your thoughts in today as we reminisce about the Cavaliers championship from 10 years ago, 330-999-5758. You can also get your comments in on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. And we'll get into it. We'll continue to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the Cleveland Cavaliers winning the NBA championship. Much more to come. We'll take a break. We got the news and weather coming up. Stay with us on AM 1310 WDPN.
The latest news and the current Alliance area weather forecast are up next on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 3:30. Iran reclosed the Strait of Hormuz instead of heading to Switzerland for nuclear negotiations today, citing Israel's refusal to allow terror group Hezbollah free rein in southern Lebanon. In a statement read over maritime radio channels, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps said the U.S. was in violation of the Memorandum of Understanding signed Wednesday. U.S. Central Command said Thursday it had formally lifted its 2-month blockade on Iranian ports. It was not immediately clear what the IRGC meant by the embargo removal not being complete. Shortly after the announcement, a U.S. official said Israel and Hezbollah had reached a ceasefire agreement, despite Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu claiming Thursday the Jewish state's forces would continue hunting terrorists. The Supreme Court sided Thursday with an habitual marijuana user who challenged a federal law banning anyone who uses illegal drugs from legally possessing a firearm. The court ruled the law was overbroad and improperly deprived the man at the center of the case his right to possess a firearm in his home. The High Court also said the law limits but does not end government power to take guns from drug users. The case involved a Texas man charged with a felony after FBI agents raiding his home found a handgun he kept for self-defense. He admitted to smoking marijuana every other day. Prosecutors have charged the chief engineer of the cargo ship Dolly in connection with the 2024 collapse of Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge. The man was charged in U.S. District Court in Maryland Monday with one count of violating the Federal Port and Waterways Safety Act. They allege he failed to notify the Coast Guard about hazardous conditions on the ship. The Singapore-based craft lost power twice and crashed into the bridge, killing 6 construction workers. A trial for the ship's operator and technical superintendent is set for October 2027. A $2.25 billion settlement was announced in April. Pakistani-American businessman who's often donated to Democrats in New York City has been accused of running an adult daycare scam to defraud Medicaid to the tune of $38 million. 78-year-old Pervez Siddiqui was taken into custody Monday, along with 7 others, according to the New York Post. Siddiqui and the others alleged to have been running a Medicaid kickback and false billing fraud operation with 2 adult daycares in Brooklyn between 2019 and 2025. Adults were signed up for daycares they rarely or never attended and would also get a cut of the Medicaid payments. Some were made to people outside the U.S. and those who left the country to live with family elsewhere. Federal authorities reportedly deployed to Skid Row in Los Angeles Thursday amid a probe into alleged voter fraud in the city's primary election for mayor. Roughly 20 agents moved in on the area after multiple homeless people said they were paid money to fill out registration forms, provide voter information, and forge signatures. According to the California Post, Homeland Security Investigations personnel took part in the operation. Officers spoke with Skid Row residents who seemingly directed them on where to observe, according to the Post. A homeless woman alleged in a since-deleted video she was paid $2 to vote for Democrat Mayor Karen Bass in the recent election, claiming electioneers told her to, quote, sign the little thing, and saying they come out here all the time. A homeless man claimed he received a $2 offer initially, but haggled his way up to $4 to vote for the mayor. Video has also been deleted from social media. 73 degrees at 3:33 for WDPN News. I'm Clint Marshall.
Now, The Alliance Area Weather Forecast from Mark Johnson on AM 1310 WDPN.
Sunshine winning out for the afternoon for the most part. Still a very slim chance for an isolated shower. It's going to be windy, though. How about wind gusts of 40 miles per hour and a high of 78 degrees? Overnight clear and starry, our low 56. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
Oh, it's not hot today. It's beautiful. 80 degrees here in Alliance. Beautiful all over the Buckeye State. Welcome back to the show. 1310 WDPN, 330-821-1310 is our number, 330-821-1310. Celebrating 10 years of the NBA championship. Cleveland Cavaliers. We'll talk some guards later. We'll get you updated on the U.S.Open. FIFA World Cup. I've got good news for you. After around 34 minutes of play in the first half, USA has got a goal. They lead Australia by the score of 1-0. USA 1, Australia 0. We are now 36 minutes in to the first half in Seattle. So we will keep you up to date there, certainly. Always big in soccer to get the first goal. Always big. I don't care how much of a cliche that is, but that is so true because you know goals are hard to come by in soccer. Look, how many games have we watched already? 1-0, 1-1 tie, 0-0. I mean, come on, they're hard to get. And if you get one early in the match, that's awesome. So USA up 1-0, or should I say 1-0 in their game over Australia. They're actually playing this game in Seattle today at Lumen Field. That's the home of the Seattle Seahawks NFL team. So they got about 67,000 people crammed in there today. And they're watching U.S. take on England and Team USA with an early 1-0 lead. Later on, Scotland, Morocco tonight at 6, 8:30, Brazil and Haiti. 11 o'clock tonight is Turkey A and Paraguay.
Man, can you imagine if basketball had goalies? Just like a dedicated guardsman right up at the hoop on both sides at all times.
Holy cow. That would kind of be like lacrosse.
Yeah.
How many points would we have in a basketball game then?
Right. You'd have scores like 20 to 30.
17
yeah.
to 10. I mean, come on. That would be insane.
Everybody would hate it.
Yeah. Yes.
It would be very bad.
Ugh. Guardians and Astros tonight. 8:10 the first pitch. Tanner Bybee on the mound for the Guards. Tanner 2-7, a 3.96 earned run average. The Astros are minus 125 on the money line. The total tonight is 8.5 down in H-Town. All right, so we're going to do this in the 3:30 block. We're going to do it again in the 5:30 block today. Cleveland Cavaliers, NBA. It was a really cool audio highlight montage, if you will. It runs a little over 4 minutes. We're going to break it up about halfway through, talk about it a little bit, and then we'll get you back into it. But this was more or less Cavs Warriors Game 7, the final couple of minutes. Again, we'll start it up. We'll have a little commentary, and then we'll pick it back up. But just kind of want everybody to just kind of close your eyes. Sit back if you're sitting back. If you're standing, find a wall or a tree or a pole. Just kind of lean back, maybe just kind of cross your arms, close your eyes, and just kind of listen as we take you through the last couple of minutes of Game 7 from 10 years ago as the Cavs beat the Warriors to win their NBA championship. Here's part 1 of our little montage. Again, this was from the NBA and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And just sit back and close your eyes and enjoy.
The Cavs fought in the last possession with Love, taking a tough shot. But about Kyrie Irving on LeBron James, the offense is running through me right now. Irving drives, hot step inside, close up, misses. Rebound taken by Iguodala. Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the rejection. Wow. His third block of the game as we come up on a minute and a half remaining.
But again, get into your stuff quicker.
4 to shoot. James inside, little jump hook, that's short. Rebound tipped and taken by Curry. Curry drives on Irving, pulls back for 3. Doesn't even hit the rim as Irving comes the other way. And Tyronn Lue wants a timeout. Makes one of his final 2 timeouts left with 1:09 remaining and a tie game.
Defensively, that's a real challenge for the Cavaliers against the likes of Curry and Thompson.
Each team has a foul to give as we come up on a minute remaining. And they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good! Kyrie Irving from downtown! And the Cavaliers by 3.
And I like the no timeout call by Steve Kerr.
Long picks up Curry. Curry steps back, fakes a 3, drives again, shut off nicely. Found the Green, 7 to shoot. Curry fakes the 3, steps back, crossover, puts up a 3. Rebound James.
Okay, so we're about halfway through. You've already got the block by LeBron, the shot by Kyrie. Kevin Love's defensive stop on Steph is coming up. And you could feel about this point in the telecast. Again, this audio also courtesy of ABC, Mike Breen and Jeff Van Gundy, and I believe Mark Jackson. I think this was the crew that was on the game. You could start to feel about at this point that maybe, just maybe, the Cleveland Cavaliers were going to do the unthinkable. They were going to come back from a 3-1 deficit, and they were going to win the title. And I started to feel good because I saw something with the Golden State Warriors that I hadn't seen all year. Sure as hell didn't see it in the regular season, and I hadn't seen it in the playoffs, whether it was their first round, second round, Western Conference Finals, or the finals against the Cavs. And I saw Steph Curry. I kind of saw him mentally flinch. I could feel it. I could feel Clay was, you know what I mean? No longer did I feel like this was the big bad wolf. No longer did I feel that this was David versus Goliath. No longer did I feel, hey, we're not going to beat this team. This team's invincible. I didn't feel it anymore. And maybe that's because we had the block and we took the lead. But there was still time. There was still time for Golden State to, you know how us Northeast Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio people, what's going to happen? What's going to screw it up? How are we going to blow it? What is the next OIC moment going to be? Right? We all felt something was going to go on. Somehow, even after LeBron James hit a free throw, which you'll hear coming up here, we all thought, 4-point lead. Golden State will come down. Steph will hit an off-balance 3. Somebody will run into him. It'll be a 4-point play. We're going to go to overtime. How many of you felt that? Even with a 4-point lead, how many of you felt, the sky's caving in? That's just what we were conditioned to do. That's who we were. That's who we were. But I could feel a little bit of the luster coming off Golden State. You could see, if you watched it on TV and you paid real close attention, which, I mean, how could you not? You noticed Draymond, the body language wasn't the same. Steph was starting to shrug the shoulders a little bit. You know, his shots weren't going in that usually go in. The step back 3, the jab step, the pump fake, it wasn't happening. Clay couldn't get open. I thought, my God, we are in a position that we're gonna do this. And the last 2 minutes of that game, the last 45 seconds, the last 15 seconds felt like it took forever, didn't it? Didn't it feel like the clock just kind of stood still? Like I looked at the clock and it said 1:10. A half hour later, I looked up there, it said 59 seconds. Another hour goes by, there was 30 seconds. I'm like, what? Yeah, that's what it was like. That's what it was like to pull this baby to the finish line. So LeBron gets the block. Many trips up and down the floor for both. Nothing goes on. Kyrie hits the shot to put us up 92-89. Let's go back and finish it up as the Cavs win the title.
Job by Love. Irving on the drive, goes inside, lost it, gets it back and finds Love. There's a 7-second difference between shot clock and game clock, and they had a foul to give, so Barnes fouls him.
Cavaliers have one timeout left. They go in the backcourt the last 2 minutes together. But they've got to manage this clock. They don't want to go early. Irving drives to James, misses the jam, but fouled. Warriors have 2 timeouts remaining. Stays a 3-point game. And Mike, as a player, there's no pressure right now. You're up 3. Worst case scenario, you got to give them 1 free throw. That should be the mindset. I missed it. You got to step up and knock this free throw down if you're LeBron James. Warriors will no doubt call timeout. Miss or make here from James. Rattles in the second. 4-point game. Timeout Golden State. Possession, forcing them to take it out again. Curry runs off. Iguodala looking. Thompson catches. Thompson a couple of dribbles. Head fake. Tied up. Throws it in to Green on a foul on the entry pass. That's the foul to give. Iguodala to inbound. Shumpert trying to stay with Curry. Catches. 1 dribble. Steps back. Puts up a 3. Won't go. Rebound tip taken by Spades. Final seconds. It's over. It's over. Cleveland is a city of champions once again. The Cavaliers are NBA champions. Cleveland's long sports nightmare has ended. The drought is over. 52 years. Time to celebrate a title. Oh my God! And the emotions for LeBron James, who delivers on his promise to come home and bring a championship to his beloved hometown.
Cleveland! This is for you! Oh!
And there it was. And there it was. Last 2 minutes, didn't feel like it took forever. Even with a condensed version, and we knew what happened. You're still kind of sitting there on the edge of your seat. That put together by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Want to credit them for that great montage. If you just stepped in now, or you just caught, we're going to redo that again on the 5:30 block today. So if you missed it earlier, we'll do it again. We'll run it back for you. But all the big plays, all the drama, all the cinema, all the come-ons, all the what-ifs, all the all the everything, all into one game. And 10 years later, it feels just as good. It sounds even better. It looks even better. And I tell you what I really kind of enjoyed the most here the last couple of days was a good, maybe about half the team got together to celebrate. And I wish everybody could have been there. Maybe, all weren't invited. Maybe all couldn't make it. After all, they did go to Scotland. But I know LeBron was there, Channing was there, Richard Jefferson was there, Kevin Love was there, J.R. Smith was there, Matthew Dellavedova and Iman Shumpert met the group a little bit later on. They've been having a great time. And I love watching them celebrate. I love watching those guys reminisce about a title that happened 10 years ago. Folks, a lot has happened in the last 10 years, right? In the world, in our lives, in sports, in news, everything. A lot has happened. But on this day, we all think about what happened. Game 7 of the 2016 NBA championship. And it's so nice to see the players celebrate it too. They know that will never get old. Cavaliers had a celebration today up downtown, just outside the arena. Thousands of fans showed up today. They rewatched Game 7. They had food trucks. They had the basketball court open. They were just doing all kind of crazy stuff and having fun and reliving the moments. And general manager at that time, David Griffin, was there today. He did an interview with 3 or 4 minutes with a couple of the Cleveland TV stations. And Griff was talking about how awesome it was even 10 years later and what he remembered the most about it, what he still cherishes the most about it today. And it was just like, man, it's been 10 years. Sometimes it feels like it was yesterday. Sometimes it feels like it was 20 years ago. But the fact remains that you can't take that away. That banner will always stay. That trophy will always remain, as the Cavs did the unthinkable and came from 3-1 down. Nobody did it before. Nobody's done it since. 93-89. Cavs over the Warriors to bring home the title. 330-821-1310 is your number. Your thoughts, where were you that night? What was your favorite play of the night? That's part of our poll question. What was the most memorable play for you? Was it the shot? Was it the block? Was it the stop? Or was it something else? Get those comments in on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more of the Sam Bourquin Show. When we get back, we'll continue to celebrate the Cavaliers championship. We'll give you an update on Team USA and Australia. And we'll check up on the leaderboard with the U.S. Open as well. Stay with us. Much more to come here. 1310 WDPN.
AWP Safety, North America's leading traffic safety company, is hiring traffic control flaggers, and they need you. Join AWP as a protector for steady work and an important job keeping people safe. They offer paid training, certification, referral bonuses, and advancement opportunities. To apply, visit jobs.awpsafety.com. That's jobs.awpsafety.com.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Music and intelligence for your life.
No matter what anybody tells you, words and ideas can change the world.
I'm John Tesh, and we couldn't be happier about bringing you intelligence for your life every day. We have a room full of researchers gathering the information and ideas you need to make your life simpler and better, and to make you the smartest person in the room. Join me for Music and Intelligence for Your Life, 10 to 3, Monday through Saturday, only on AM 1310 WDPN.
You heard it on the John Tesh Radio Show.
For many of our brave service members, the battle never ends. American Humane Society is dedicated to supporting our heroes, both human and canine. Through their Pups for Patriots program, specially trained service dogs are provided to military veterans or retired first responders at no cost. American Humane Society also reunites retired military working dogs with their handlers, heroes who served on the front line. American Humane Society is there ensuring that no hero is left behind. Donate today at AmericanHumane.org.
$1310 WDPN. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show. Hey, while we were gone, guess what happened? Another goal by Team USA. 2-0 now. USA over Australia in Seattle. World Cup. And the one thing I forgot to do was check the time of the goal. So I'm going to go back and do that. First goal was actually an own goal. Australia booted in the back of their own net on accident. Or it went off of somebody's head or something. So it was 1-0. And then USA comes down a little bit later on, gets a goal. And it is 2-0, and we have just gone to half. That's the U.S.-Australia World Cup Group D out in Seattle. Team USA 2, Australia nothing. Now, you would think a 2-goal lead would be good, right? But we still got a half to go. We'll update you on the match as we move along here on the show today, 1310 WDPN. All right, our poll question of the day. What was the most memorable play of Game 7 between the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers for you? Was it the block? Was it the shot? Was it the stop? Is there another play, another sequence that stood out to you and is as memorable or more memorable than the ones that I just ran off? But I want you to think about that a little bit, because it's not really a cut and dry, easy question. Again, it's an opinion question, but it's like, okay, well, without one, without the other, you don't have the other. It's that kind of thing. Like, LeBron's block, if the Golden State gets that basket, maybe the Cavs don't come back. You know what I mean? Maybe they just don't come back. Maybe, okay, that's it, we're done. If Kyrie doesn't hit the shot, that doesn't put us up 3 late in the game. And if Kevin doesn't get the stop on Steph, maybe this game really gets interesting. Maybe it gets tied. Who knows? What if the unthinkable would have happened? Steph makes that shot and Kevin fouls him or something, right? So they were all so important. And there is no right or wrong answer. But the poll question today is just for you, your opinion. Which was the most memorable play of Game 7? Cavs, Warriors, everything on the line. Was it the block? Was it the shot? Was it the stop? 330-821-1310. Get your comments in on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel.
Christian, our very own Christian, commented the block.
So put down the block for Christian.
Christian, how is the weather down there? Are you good? I'm not joking. I'm genuinely making sure you're okay because it's bad down there.
Really bad down there in Georgia and Florida. It's a mess. Michael Young, 1055, checking and says, Sam, it was the block.
We also got James checking in on Facebook. He said,
don't read that
Nick
one.
Chubb coming back.
Don't read that one.
I'm just speaking it into existence. He says, that vote from listening in Tybee Island, Georgia, out a pin in the map of where you've listened to the Sam Bourquin Show. What, Christian? I think Christian might have used text.
Voice to text or something?
Voice to text.
Yeah.
I read it.
I don't use voice to text because I know what it would look like. It would look
like that.
It would look like every possible way to junk up the English language and grammar. So I take my old time and I punch up the keys, and I hope that I type it in right.
And
with my eyesight, half the time, I have to go back and redo everything everywhere.
I greatly appreciate Christian's voice-to-text messages. It's a little mystery. I have to try to figure out what he's talking about.
I can see it. It's kind of blurry on my phone. That vote from listening in Tybee Island, Georgia. Out a pin in the map. Okay, okay, I got it. I know what he's doing there. All right, Christian. Appreciate you. Stay safe down there. But what's the most memorable play in Game 7? The shot, the block, or the stop? And if you got a reason why or how, we'd love to talk about that too, as we celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the Cleveland Cavaliers winning the NBA championship. Halftime score: Team USA 2, Australia nothing. FIFA World Cup going on out in Seattle. They are officially at halftime. Guardians tonight in the Astros. Tanner Bybee on the bump for Cleveland. A little bit after 8 o'clock down in H-Town. We got the U.S.Open golf tournament going on at Shinnecock Hills in western New York. We got the College World Series going this weekend. Oklahoma going to take on North Carolina. Lots of stuff going on here on this Friday afternoon. We'll take a break. We got the news. We got the weather. And 2 more big hours to go. Let's hang out together. Let's have some fun. Let's enjoy this beautiful day. What do you say? 1310 WDPN.
An important part of the Alliance community since 1953. You're listening to AM 1310 WDPN Alliance.
ABC News, I'm Wayne Cabot. New this afternoon, the Justice Department says it will defy a federal judge's order for Todd Blanche, the acting attorney general, to sign a statement that verifies President Trump's $1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund will not be resurrected. The DOJ saying such declarations are unnecessary. A ceasefire began today between Israel and Hezbollah in Lebanon, but can it hold? ABC's Britt Clennett in Jerusalem.
The White House insists there's now a ceasefire, but Israel's far-right ultra-nationalists have come out with some very strong words, including one of them saying that all of Lebanon must burn.
Talks are off between the U.S. and Iran, with Vice President Vance being called away from today's scheduled session in Switzerland. Flash flood warnings across parts of Texas and Georgia. 2 to 3 inches of rain per hour. Level 3 of 5 risk tomorrow for severe storms across the Central Plains. This is ABC News.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, it's Zoe, one of Macy's gift guides, here to help you find the perfect Father's Day gift for the guy you're shopping for. Is he a trendsetter? I'd go color-blocked polo and shorts. Classic combo, easy to wear. Is he always on the move? Stylish commuters love a designer watch. Plus, I have cologne gift sets wrapped and ready to give. Come shop our Father's Day sale and take 20 to 60% off today at Macy's. Savings off select prices. Exclusions apply.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Clint Marshall on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 4:02. Stark County Grand Jury will now review the case against a woman accused in a deadly shooting in Canton. 38-year-old Leanne Haynes was bound over Thursday after she waived a right to a preliminary hearing. She was arraigned Tuesday in municipal court on a murder charge with bond set at $1.5 million. Police say 43-year-old Ronnie Brown of Canton was shot Sunday in the parking lot of the Hillview Apartments, the 1900 block of 6th Street Northeast. He later died at Altman Hospital. Man convicted of causing a February 2025 drunk driving crash in Canton that left another man seriously injured. 27-year-old Kendra Heyman of Canton found guilty Thursday of aggravated vehicular assault, 2 counts of OVI after a trial that began Monday in Common Pleas Court. Police said he ran a red light at Harrison Avenue and 15th Street Southwest, striking a vehicle driven by 46-year-old James Sandor of Canton. Heyman fled on foot after his vehicle hit a nearby building. His blood alcohol level was 0.17. Heyman's scheduled to be sentenced Wednesday. Man charged in a deadly Canton crash has a new trial date of September 14th. 34-year-old Garth Haynes of Plain Township pleaded not guilty in May to charges including vehicular manslaughter and 2 misdemeanors. Charges stem from a November crash on Cherry Avenue Southeast that killed Canton police officer Dave Walgamont of Dover. Investigators say Haynes' pickup spun in an icy road and into the path of Walgamont's vehicle. Pre-trial hearing in Canton Municipal Court was continued to August 27th. Stark County property tax bills will be delayed this year as officials implement new state relief changes. Treasurer's office says second half real estate bills will go out later than normal, with a due date expected no later than August 31st. Software updates still need final patches before mailing. Taxpayers being asked to wait for updated statements before paying, while homeowners with escrow accounts do not need to take action. Mosquito spraying scheduled next week in the city of Louisville. The Stark County Health Department says crews will be in the community after 8 o'clock Wednesday and Thursday. Work will cover areas north of Route 153 Wednesday. The next day, crews will focus on the south side of Route 153 within the city limits. Residents with respiratory issues encouraged to take precautions. People are asked to stay away from spraying vehicles, and beekeepers should protect their hives. Millions of dollars in overspending being flagged in a state audit of the East Liverpool City School District. Auditors say the district's self-insurance fund used for health care costs exceeded appropriations by more than $8 million, while the capital projects fund showed about $20,000 in overspending. According to WFMJ TV, district officials say the capital fund issues stem from an emergency water line repair, and they call the insurance fund finding an accounting error that did not impact overall finances. A Mahoning County grand jury has indicted 6 men charged in a human trafficking sting conducted last month. Among those indicted, 2 North Canton men, 73-year-old Philip Kruzweiser and 37-year-old Chad Stover. Men face charges including attempted unlawful sexual conduct with a minor. Cases stem from Operation Spring Cleaning, a statewide crackdown targeting people seeking sexual contact with minors online. Multi-agency operation at Lake Milton State Park last weekend resulted in 15 arrests or citations. Mahoning County Sheriff's Office says deputies and Ohio Department of Natural Resources officers patrolled the area using marked and unmarked units. Authorities say violations included drug offenses, driving infractions, and underage vape possession. One adult also faces child endangerment charges. Officials say more enforcement operations are expected. 14-year-old girl charged with felony swatting after a false shooting report triggered a large police response in Boardman. Officers were sent to a home on Le Mans Drive Wednesday night after receiving an email claiming someone had been shot. Police found no emergency at the scene. Investigators say a teen used a school-issued laptop to send the message after being dared to do so. The girl allegedly admitted to challenging the other teen to send the email and was taken to the Juvenile Justice Center. The other teen was not arrested. 2 Struthers residents facing felony charges after police say an inappropriate video of a child was posted online. 35-year-old Tori Letlow and 31-year-old Denisha Dixon were arraigned Wednesday in municipal court on charges of illegal use of a minor in a nudity-oriented performance. Case stems from a June 1st complaint involving a Facebook Live video. Police say one of the women admitted the post was wrong and should have been blurred. New details show a police encounter in Warren led up to a fatal crash that killed a 66-year-old woman. Warren police say officers observed a vehicle committing traffic violations on Southern Boulevard Wednesday morning. 37-year-old Dominique Dorsey pulled over but then fled when detectives exited their cruiser. The vehicle later crashed into another car, killing Sandra Swan. A 17-year-old pastor was also hospitalized. No charges have been filed. The Highway Patrol is investigating. 73 degrees at 4:07. This is the local edition of WDPN News. I'm Clint Marshall.
Here's Mark Johnson's forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Friday afternoon looks warm, 75 degrees, clouds around, maybe a few glimpses of sun, and maybe an isolated thunder shower in a couple of spots. Clear and starry skies returning for your Friday night. Slightly cool, our low 55. From the 3 News Weather Center, I'm Mark Johnson.
Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
An epic 7-game series begins tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Oracle Arena.
Cavaliers have their backs against the wall against the Warriors season as they take a commanding 3-1 lead.
Hey, listen, man, everything we got for 24 minutes, man. Everything we got. Come on.
Oh, blocked by James! LeBron James with the rejection. He's at the right point. He stutter steps. He launched the three. Hey! It's over. The Cavaliers are NBA champions.
Congratulations. You're the first team in the history of the NBA to come back from a 3-1 deficit.
Cleveland! This is for you!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, sir. It feels good, just like it did 10 years ago to the day. Cavaliers are NBA champions as they beat the Golden State Warriors. A score you'll never forget, right? 93-89. Never forget that. Welcome back, everybody, to the Sam Bourquin Show, Hour 2, here on AM 1310 WDPM. We're going to be with you until 6 o'clock tonight. Phone lines are open, 330-821-1310. That's 330-821-1310. You can text 330-999-5758. Yes, that's a new text number. And you can also get your comments in on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. We got the chat open. You can also hit me up on the Sam Bourquin Show page on Facebook as well. Halftime, FIFA World Cup, USA 2, Australia, nothing. Americans are playing well today, looking for their second win in a row at the World Cup. Continue to follow that game once they get the second half started. That should be coming up here in about 15 minutes or so. Usually we do a fill in the blank on Friday. But today, because of the Cavs and celebrating, we're going to do just a poll question of the day like we do Monday through Thursday. And today's poll question is, what was your most memorable play from Cavaliers-Warriors Game 7? What was your most memorable play, your most memorable sequence? Was it the block by LeBron? Was it the shot by Kyrie? Or was it the stop by Kevin Love? To you, which one was the most memorable? Keep those comments coming in on all of our social media platforms. We will continue to read those here throughout the show. George says, I got to say the block and the shot. The block allows the shot to happen, and the shot gets the W. Larry G says it's the block. The shot was clutch. The stop was an heroic effort, but only one guy in the court could have made that block. It was both clutch and a heroic effort. Jeffrey T. says there was the stop. It sealed the game against the best shooter in history. Great point. Think about it. Out of 10 times, Steph versus K-Love on the perimeter at the top of the key. How many times out of 10 is Steph going to either make the shot or get to the free throw line? How many times out of 10? 7? Half? Kevin Love said, not tonight. Not tonight. Kevin Love gave us the best defensive handwork, footwork that he could give us. And it ended up being the stop and helped the Cavaliers win.
That's what you should do in a Game 7. Give it your all.
I mean, Kevin Love's game is not predicated on playing defense on the perimeter. That's just not his game. But man, did he ante up and bring the effort when he needed to the most. Go back and watch that again. Go back and watch it 100 times. Watch Kevin Love play defense on Steph Curry late in that game. Last couple of possessions. Watch the defensive effort by Kevin Love. This is a 6'10 guy guarding the... How tall is Steph Curry? 6'3"? Oh, it was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Our very own Clint Marshall says the stop and the block were effort plays, which signified the team's commitment. Both took talent, but they were symbolic as well as effective. Patrick says it was the shot. You got to remember that like the last 5 or 6 minutes, nobody could make a basket. Whoever made the next bucket was going to win the game. Both teams were gassed. When he drained that three, I knew it was in. I was in shock. Good stuff, Patrick. Greg Travis checking in says, Sam, it was the shot. Hands down. Sean Elliott says, the shot. Lance says, it was the shot. Even if the block didn't happen, the three still would have let us win the game. Brian J. P. says, the block. Hands down. Corey says, the block. If it wasn't for the block by LeBron, the Warriors would have gained momentum. Yeah. And scored some points. Might have made life really difficult. Kyle Brownlee, hope you're well. Kyle says it was the shot. Raw Sports Opinion says it was Kyrie, the shot. Anthony says it was the shot. Steve says it was definitely the block. Georgine says it was the stop, and they got stop in all capital letters. Doug Hughes says it was the block. Mark says it was the shot. Gary says it's the block. I love this question. Everybody's got a different answer. Everybody's got their own opinion. And you know what I love most about this question, as simple as it is, everybody gives the reason why. A lot of times you just want the answer. You don't want to hear the backstory to the answer. I'd like to hear your backstory to your answer today. You got 3 answers: the block, the shot, the stop, the shot. I bet right now if I went in here and I looked at the math, I would say each answer has gotten 33.333333%. That's a beautiful thing. What was your most memorable play, your most memorable sequence from the Cavs-Warriors Game 7? LeBron's block, Kyrie's shot, Kevin stop. 330-821-1310. Get your comments in on any and all of our social media platforms. 1310 WDPN on X, on Facebook, the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. Check me out at the Sam Bourquin Show page on Facebook. You can also follow me at Sam Bourquin16 on X, on Instagram, and on TikTok as well. Give me a follow. We certainly would appreciate it. So, Rainsburg, 10 years ago, I have to ask, because were you even watching the game?
I was not.
You were not.
This predates any interest I had in almost any sport, if I'm being honest. I do remember hearing a lot of my friends talking about how big of a deal Kevin Love was. I had a lot of Kevin Love fans in my friend group. But, yeah, I think all I really remember from it was I heard about it and I said, oh, that's cool. Good for them. Good for Cleveland.
But you did you even know it was going on?
No, I had no idea what was going on. I remember finding out later that, we came back from the 3-1 for the first time ever. And that's where I was like, yeah, wow. Good for Cleveland.
So 10 years ago, what do you think you were I think the game was over 8, 9, 10. The game was over about 9:35 or 9:40. So what were you doing 10 years ago around that time when that game ended? What do you think you were doing at that time? You would have been what?
I would have
20-ish?
21.
Uh-oh.
So
I don't know. Do I really want to ask this question?
I don't know. I don't know if I want to answer that question, Sam.
Okay, well, we'll just leave it there.
I can tell you about it later, but
okay.
All
right, we'll leave it there.
21-year-old Ryan was not a smart person.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Where were you all Game 7? At a bar? At home? Somebody's house? Did you go to the watch party? Were you at the arena with 20,562 of your closest Cavalier fans? Were you at a bar in downtown Cleveland? Were you at a sports bar in Alliance, in Canton, Akron, Greene? Where were you that night?
What day of the week was that?
It was a Sunday.
It was a Sunday?
Yep. It was Father's Day. It was Sunday.
Okay.
It was a very warm day. Very hot. Like I said, we were at the pool up in Cuyahoga Falls all day because it was hot, man. It was hot and muggy. And but once it got, it was a perfect day. Get to swim all day and watch the Cavs at night and just enjoy what was something that a lot of us had never ever imagined that could have ever happened. You have to remember. 10 years ago, I was 46. Go back to when I was 36, go back to when I was 26, go back to when I was 16. Hey, I never thought I'd see a championship in my life. And it wasn't one of those where you try to be funny. Oh, George, we're never going to win one. No, I believed it. I lived it. And I just accepted it. I accepted that I just wasn't going to see a championship. And I'm like, okay, well, all right. Now, it's not going to stop me from rooting. It's not going to stop me from hoping. It's not going to stop me from praying. It's not going to stop me from... But I had just come to grips that life was going to move on and I would never see a title. And my friends would never see a title. We would never be able to talk about how our team won a World Series or how our team won a Super Bowl or how our team won an NBA championship. I never thought I would see a title. I had come to grips with it. I accepted it. I wasn't okay with it. Sounds like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth. I accepted it, but I wasn't okay with it because I got tired of everybody else winning championships but us. I grew tired of the Yankees always winning the World Series. I grew tired of the Celtics and the Pistons and the Bulls and the Lakers winning NBA titles. I get sick of it. I grew tired of the Steelers always going to the Super Bowl. I grew tired of the Patriots winning Super Bowls. I was sick and tired of it. When was our day, your day, my day? When was our day going to come? And I just said, you know what? It's not. I will continue to be a fan. I'll have fun. I'll wear my team gear. Get to go to some games if I'm lucky. Watch games with my friends. That's it. That's as good as it's going to get. We're never going to win. Okay, well, end of story. That's where I was. I thought we'd never win one. And the fact that we did, and I actually saw it happen with my own two eyes, and people around me were screaming and laughing and crying and screaming and celebrating and had that look of what the hell just happened on their face. People hugging strangers they had never seen before. People buying drinks for people they didn't even know. People high-fiving and chest bumping like you knew the person for your whole life and you never met them before. That's what that was all about. Nobody cared about nothing. Yeah, good English. Nobody cared about nothing that night.
Yep.
Didn't care. Didn't care what religion you were. Didn't care what race you were, what creed, what job you had, what your background. Nobody cared. Which was kind of nice. We were all under the same umbrella. We were Cavs fans. We were fans of a professional sports team in Cleveland. And we got the last laugh. Finally. We didn't know what to do. I didn't know what the hell to do. I really didn't know what to do. Nobody else knew what to do. That's why we hugged everybody and we high-fived everybody and we threw beer up. Nobody knew what to do. There's this old saying in football, when a guy scores a touchdown and goes into the end zone and acts like a complete jackass, hey, act like you've been there before. Give the ball to the official. Go back to the sideline. It's not about you. Well, guess what?
We've never been there before.
We've never been there before. We didn't know what to do. So you can forgive all of us for acting foolish. But it was one of the greatest nights ever. And it was a night that I never, ever, 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 ever thought I would see it. And when this year comes around, when this time of year comes around every year, you better believe we're gonna whoop it up every year. We may change some of the audio. We may ask different questions. We may play different highlights. We may go about celebrating a little differently just to shake it up a little bit. But as long as I am blessed to be around and do a show, I will celebrate this with all of you every year the rest of my life on this day in history, 2016.
Yeah,
that I promise you.
As a Cavs fan now, I definitely am kind of bummed out that I missed out on that because, now my chances of having that happen in my lifetime, who knows? But
yeah,
if they get there again, I'll be there this time. I'll be at that bar this time, even though I'm 70.
Well, hey,
drinking with everybody else.
There were 70-year-olds tonight where we were. We were at, and I know the place has changed names now. I think it used to be called, I think it's called the Town Tavern now, up in Green. That's where we were. And there was 20-year-olds in there. There was 80-year-olds in there. People laughing, crying, screaming. Oh my God. I took a video. of the celebration. And I didn't want to be, I wanted to enjoy it as a person, as a fan.
Definitely.
And I was like, I just don't want to be work dude right now. Okay. I just don't want to do that. It's not why I'm here. But I did take a 30-second video of when the clock hit 0 and the Cavs won. And I took a panoramic video of everybody in the bar. I don't know what happened to that video. I know I don't have it anymore. It must have got erased when I switched phones or something. I kind of wish I It's a good question.
If you posted it, it's somewhere.
So I have to go back 10 years and try to find it.
How hard is that going to be? I know if I go to my Facebook page, go back 10 years, I'm digging through 5 pictures.
Yeah, someday I will, maybe this weekend if I got, but I know I took that video and I knew at the time I never wanted to erase it or get rid of it. I hope I have it. If I find it, I will post it for sure.
Yeah, we can play it on the show for everybody.
I mean, it was pretty cool. It really was. We'll take a break. 27 minutes past the hour. Sam Bourquin Show here on a Friday afternoon. Boy, it is beautiful. 1310 WDPN. Stay with us.
Since day one of your child's life, you've been all hands in. At Cleveland Clinic Children's, we make our patients a very similar promise to be the hands you can trust, no matter what specialty care is needed. As Northeast Ohio's trusted children's hospital, when their health needs a helping hand, put their care in hands you trust. Learn more at clevelandclinicchildrens.org/hands.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for and there they go, almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN 429. You know what time it is? Well, it's 429. And it's also time for Sammy's Best Bet. Coming up here, we do it Monday through Friday here on 1310 WDPN, where we give you we throw a play out there for you, and we try to win, right? We try to win. We hit last night. We had Mexico on the money line against South Korea in the World Cup. They made us sweat a little bit, but Mexico with the 1-0 win. Real quick update on the soccer. USA 2, Australia 0. We're in the 64th minute of regulation time. 2-0 USA in the 65th minute now of regulation play. They play 90 plus extra time, so it's a little bit more than midway through the second half. All right, let's get to Sammy's Best Bet tonight. And we're going to do something we normally don't do. We're going to include the Guardians in our best bet tonight. Cleveland will be at Houston to battle the Astros tonight. Tanner Bybee is on the mound for the Guardians, so you know we're going to give up a few runs there, right? For the Astros, T-Amai, I-M-A-I, 3-3 with a 6.43 ERA. Well, I saw his ERA. I saw Tanner Bybee was starting tonight, and it was a real easy decision. Over the 8.5 for the Guardians and the Astros tonight down in Houston. 8:10 first pitch. That's Sammy's best bet of the night. Guardians Astros over the 8.5. Good luck, everybody. News and weather is coming up next.
Here's the latest news on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 4:30. Israel and Iran-backed Hezbollah terror group agreed to halt the heavy fighting in southern Lebanon that had threatened to unravel an interim peace agreement between the United States and Iran. That's according to officials who spoke to the Associated Press today. Neither Israel nor Hezbollah immediately confirmed the truce. It came after a heavy exchange of fire killed 47 people in Lebanon and 4 Israeli soldiers. Hezbollah and Israel went to war shortly after the outbreak of the wider conflict, with Hezbollah firing rockets and drones at civilian communities in northern Israel, and Israel retaliating. Lawyers for Luigi Mangione withdrew their plan to use a psychiatric defense in his New York State trial. Mangione and his lawyers had planned to argue he was suffering from extreme emotional disturbance when he allegedly shot and killed United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in December 2024. Mangione faces 8 felony charges, including second-degree murder. He's facing a federal trial on similar charges. The state trial set to begin in September. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement revealed 735 criminal illegal aliens arrested in the Houston area last month accounted for more than 1,700 criminal convictions, with nearly 1,200 involving violent crimes or threats to public safety. The arrests included murderers, rapists, child predators, arsonists, drug traffickers, and members of MS-13 and other brutal gangs. ICE also confirmed the arrests of more than 200 criminal illegal aliens who have pending criminal charges in the U.S. or abroad. The Department of Education has announced a reduction in interest rates for federal student loans as part of a plan to make higher education more affordable. The government pitched the temporary 1% reduction in interest rates as a salve for those struggling with repayment. Education Undersecretary Nicholas Kent said Thursday the change is a way of making student loan repayment easier than ever and improving the overall health of the federal student loan portfolio. To qualify, the borrower must sign up for autopay and in some cases consolidate their loans. Currently, just 40% of borrowers are enrolled in autopay, a figure the department is hoping to increase with the new incentive of the interest rate reduction. The Trump administration has notified South Africa it's ending the president's emergency plan for AIDS relief. after the country failed to protect white South Africans from violence and displacement. The State Department spokesperson said South Africa is a middle-income country and is more than capable of supporting its own health programs. Trump also halted all foreign aid to South Africa and expelled the country's ambassador to the U.S. Last May, while meeting with a world leader in the Oval Office, Trump forced the president of South Africa to watch videos of the country's leaders calling for the genocide of white farmers. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer says he will fight attempts by rival Andy Burnham to oust him from office. The deeply unpopular Starmer said today he was elected on a mandate for change and will not walk away and will run in a leadership contest if one is triggered. Burnham, the mayor of Greater Manchester, won a seat in Parliament in a special election. He's led Manchester since 2017, overseeing rapid regeneration for the city where the Industrial Revolution was forged. He's pledging to repeat his successes on a national scale. 73 degrees at 4:33 for WDPN News. I'm Clint Marshall.
Meteorologist Mark Johnson has the latest forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Thursday afternoon, we see some sunshine, still an isolated shower threat in a couple of spots. Big weather stories, the wind today, gusting near 40 miles per hour, staying warm at 78 degrees. Clear and starry overnight, our low 56. From the 3 News Weather Center, I'm Mark Johnson.
Had a whole top diamond in the bottom rose gold. Yo. We about to start an epidemic with this one. Yeah, I know what this is.
Oh, yeah. What year did this come out, Rainsburg? What was the year?
Ooh. I don't know. Let me look it up.
I'm gonna set you up for a little story.
Okay. Let's see.
I'm gonna say Grills came out.
I got it.
Yeah, let me guess.
No, I'm letting you. I'm just saying I got it.
88. That would have been. I'm going to say 1996.
Ooh. You're off by about 9 years.
Oh, God. Really?
2005.
Wow. I thought it was older than that. All right. So 2005. Let me do the math. What are we in here? 26?
That's 21 years old.
So I got to take 21 off of there. 56, 46, 36. Okay, maybe I wasn't where I thought I was when I first heard that song. I had a good story all lined up, but I was way off. Anyhow, welcome back to the show, 1310 WDPN. Phone lines are open, 330-821-1310. You can always drop your comments in the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. And while you are there, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We certainly would appreciate that. Chat room a little light today. I know a lot of you are dialed into the soccer game, and I completely get it. USA leads Australia 2-0 in the second half of the World Cup play in Seattle. So the Americans, looks like they should be on their way today. Matter of fact, and I gotta go check, because soccer, you never know. Soccer, you could go a week and nobody would score a goal, and then there are the days when there's 3 goals in like 5 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna go back and check this so I know we're all up to date. All right, we're in the 68th minute of play. USA leads Australia 2-0. So the red, white, and blue looking good right there. Our poll question today, as we continue to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the Cleveland Cavaliers winning their first NBA championship against the Golden State Warriors, coming back from a 3-1 deficit. In your opinion, your memory bank, what was the best moment of Game 7 for you? What was the biggest play? What was the biggest sequence in Game 7 of the Cavs and the Warriors? 330-821-1310. Get your comments in. All of our social media platforms, including the Sam Bourquin Show Facebook page. How about it? Was it the shot? Was it the block? Was it the stop? For you personally, what was the biggest play? What was the most memorable play of Cavs Warriors Game 7. Get those in. We will continue to read those on the air. We've had a lot of great comments with explanations why you picked that particular answer, which was really, really cool. Michelle says it was the block. You never know what would have happened if they would have scored. Alan says it was the shot. Brian, the stop is so underrated. Yeah, it kind of... I think sometimes the stop gets a little lost behind the shot in the block, right? But as Cavalier fans, we all love and appreciate what happened there, that stop. Oh, if you don't get that stop, then, oh, my God, we might not be here today talking about what we're talking about. Tim says the block by LeBron. Vanessa, I don't know how you choose. It was definitely a team effort. It is tough to decide. It really is. I've thought about this for 10 years. The most memorable for me, from my perspective, was it the block, was it the shot, was it the stop? And I think about the time in the game when they happened, what the circumstances were, how bright were the lights. And I've come to the conclusion that I'm going to go with the block. And the reason I say that is if LeBron James doesn't block that shot, and not that things were already kind of going sideways for us, but when he blocked that shot and kept points off the board, I think gave all of us a renewed sense of, we still got a chance. We can still do this. If that ball goes in, or say it doesn't go in, and LeBron fouls, which it's unbelievable how he blocked that shot without fouling. But say, either the ball goes in, the layup is good, or Iguodala gets fouled, he gets 2 free throws, they get 2 more points, the lead widens, maybe some doubt creeps in, and maybe it goes the wrong way. And as big as the shot was, my God, how big was the shot? Nobody in the state of California could make a basket for like 6 minutes. Up and down we went. Nope. Brick, miss, block, nope. Nobody could score. Nobody could score. And then Kyrie shoots a three-pointer, a little bit off balance, a little bit of a fadeaway, a backup fadeaway, and it goes in. And if the ball doesn't go in, we certainly aren't talking about an NBA championship. And then we've talked a couple times today about Kevin Love. The stop on Steph Curry, one of the greatest shooters in the history of the NBA. Maybe the best. And for the big man from UCLA to stay in there, stay with it, work hard, keep your balance, keep your arms up, keep your eye on the ball. If Steph Curry hits a three-pointer there, Lord knows. If Kevin Love fouls Steph Curry, he hits 3, Lord knows. All 3 are such magical sequences. You can't have one without the other. But I guess to kickstart the whole thing, I would go with the block because that gave us hope. Without hope, you didn't have anything. But that's what I would go with there. Now, there's another part of this whole equation. Now, have Rainsburg get ready to get that audio. There's another part to this equation. At the end of the first half, and I forget the score, I think we were down. What were we down? 5, 7?
7, 42-49.
We're down 7, okay? First of all, we're having a terrible time scoring. For the love of Pete, we've scored 42 points in 2 quarters of basketball. 42. Extrapolate that out, it's 84. Teams are scoring 84 points in a half nowadays. So we've scored 42 points. Ball's not going in. It's just not happening. But we're down 7. So we go to the locker room, about a 15, 18-minute halftime. We come back out. A lot of people forget. A lot of people forget about J.R. Smith. All of a sudden, getting hot from the outside. People forget about J.R. Smith making some clutch threes to start that third quarter. And once again, to give us the belief, hey, we're not done yet. Without that, we're not here talking about a championship 10 years later. We talk about the shot. We talk about the block, the stop. A lot of people don't talk about the JR to start the third quarter. Getting some big baskets, giving us life, giving us hope, giving us something to hold on to that we could maybe come back and pull this thing off. So let's kind of reroute here a little bit. We played you what happened the last couple of minutes of the fourth quarter earlier in the show. We'll do that again in the 5:30 block in case you missed it. But let's go back to the beginning of the second half, Game 7, Cavs-Warriors, and J.R. Smith started to cook.
J.R. Smith with a hand in his face, nails that two-pointer. Curry with the 3 fouls, picks him up. J.R. Smith tries another 3. That's good. J.R. Smith with a couple of buckets here to begin the third. Curry with the 3 fouls. James passes it off. Smith another 3. That's good. J.R. Smith back-to-back threes. And 8 points here to start the third quarter.
Where are we without the threes and the baskets by J.R. Smith? Don't forget about J.R. We go to the half, we're down 7. What if we come out in the third quarter and Golden State goes like a 10-4 run or a 15-5 run? Then what? Then what? Then we're in trouble. Then it probably goes off the rails. But JR kept us in. J.R. Smith got hot. Our guys felt it. Our guys knew, hey, get the ball to JR. Get it to number 5. J.R. Smith started to get some buckets. And slowly but surely, we started coming back. Slowly but surely, we started feeling good. Slowly but surely, we thought maybe, just maybe, if we can get this sucker down close to even, and we start the fourth quarter, maybe we're playing for a little something. Maybe we've got a chance to do the unthinkable. So before you talk about the shot, the block, and the stop, think about the JR. As J.R. Smith came out on fire in the third quarter and helped this team kind of start that comeback. 330-821-1310, 330-821-1310. Let's check the scoreboard here one more time before we take another break. Last we checked, USA was up over Australia 2-0 in the 68th minute of play. World Cup action in Seattle. We are in the 83rd minute of play. It is still the USA 2 and Australia 0. USA up 2-0 on the Aussies. We're in the 83rd minute of play. Soccer match goes 90 minutes, remember, 45 minutes per half, plus extra time, injury time, what have you, after 90 minutes. So we can hold on here for a little bit longer. The U.S. is going to have their second World Cup win, and they'll be 2-0 in the 2026 FIFA World Cup. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more of the Sam Bourquin Show right here on AM 1310 WDPN.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
We are the keepers of the wild, America's original and most invested conservationists. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving wildlife and the natural landscapes that define our nation. From rugged alpine ridgelines to peaceful tall grass prairies, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American wildlands. Our funding has led to cleaner water, fresher air, and improved wildlife habitat. From abundant fish and waterfowl populations to robust deer and elk herds, nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters, stewards of the American outdoors.
America's hunters and target shooters, along with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, have invested more than $46 billion to help state fish and wildlife agencies manage and protect wildlife and wildlands across America. For more information, visit outdoorstewards.org.
Welcome back, everybody. 1310 WDPN, the Sam Bourquin Show here on a Friday afternoon. Been fluctuating between like 76 and 78 degrees today. Beautiful sunshine, a little bit of a breeze. Great day. Great day to be out today. Great day to be out. Had our son's college orientation today, earlier over at Walsh University. That was really cool. Kind of go back there and see how it has changed 38 years after I attended there. That was they put on a great show. Really, really nice. Great people. That was fun. So, yeah. Old Dylan B, he'll be off and running here 66 days from today. He'll be starting college. 66 days from today. Holy macaroni. 330-821-1310 is our number, 330-821-1310. Our poll question today, we've been asking. Get your comments in on any of our social media platforms, WDPN Facebook, X, the Q92 Radio YouTube channel, and the Sam Bourquin Show page on Facebook. Also, give me a follow on TikTok, Instagram, at Sam Bourquin16. Real easy to do. But what was the biggest play? What was the biggest sequence? What was the biggest moment for you in Game 7 of the NBA Finals? The block, the shot, the stop. Which one? And if you want to tell us why. What was it? What was it? It's one of those questions where you can't have one without the other, Like, you can't tell the story of Game 7 without all three of those. And as we just mentioned in our last segment, I said, hey, don't forget about J.R. Smith. If J.R. Smith doesn't come out firing and scoring for us in the beginning of the second half, early in the third quarter, we may not be talking about the championship anyway. We may not have had the opportunity for those plays to be as big as they were without J.R. Smith knocking some down early in the third quarter when we were down at the half 49-42.
Man, that means he put up at least 10 or 12 points there, because I think they were at 54 when the clip ended.
Yeah, because he went hard. He had 1 2-pointer, and I think the rest of them were threes. I think. I'd have to go back and look. I'd have to go back. I'm going to try to pull up the box score during our break coming up here at the top of the hour. That will help me kind of figure that out. But yeah, I mean, as big as those 3 moments were, and they were humongous. Without JR scoring points in that third quarter, we are definitely not at where we are now. And I also I've wondered over the last 10 years. I have wondered over the last 8 years, last 5 years. What are the stories? What's the conversation? What's it going to be like 15 years from now? What's it going to be like 20 years, 25 years from now? Lord willing, we'll all still be here. What is that going to be like? What will the conversations be like? What will we remember most then? After another 10 or 15 years goes by. Because you know what happens with stories, right? They get bigger and better and more unbelievable as time goes by. We're only 10 years in, folks. Just imagine. I mean, what do people talk about now that were, if they're still with us, what do they talk about now? The 1964 Cleveland Browns championship. What are those conversations like? What were they like in 74, 84, 94, 2000? What was going on then? I don't think anybody is still with us now to talk about the World Series of the Indians in 1948.
Ooh, yeah, probably not.
Probably not. Maybe there is a handful. But how did those conversations grow as far as the storytelling was concerned? 58, 68, 78, 88, 98. You're talking about 98. You're talking about 50 years after it happened. What were those conversations like? What were those water cooler talks like? What was that like when you're sitting around the bonfire? Hey, you remember back in 48? What was that like? I think that would be so awesome to be able to talk to somebody or a group of people that were at the 48 World Series or at the Browns 64 championship game and what it was like. Have them just, hey, here's the microphone. Talk until you can't say another word. I'm here for all of it. I'm dialed in. I'm listening in.
I imagine we could probably find somebody who was at the Browns game. That was 62 years ago. Somebody in their late teens, early 20s would be only in their 80s.
It's true.
I'm saying it's possible.
It's true.
It's not impossible. Highly improbable.
I wonder how many fans were there that day in that age group.
Right.
I mean, I don't think the tickets were very expensive, so that couldn't have been it.
Yeah.
But the fact that it was probably a ridiculously hard ticket to get, maybe it pretty much was all adults.
That's very true.
I don't know. I don't know all the parameters with that.
There were a couple of rich kids in the boxes. You know there were.
The boxes? You think they had boxes back then at Municipal Stadium?
Well, that's true.
You were lucky to have a seat You were lucky to have a bench and looking behind a pole to watch that.
I guess I have no frame of reference for when they started adding box seating to stadiums. Now that I think about
I'm
it.
trying to remember. I don't even know the first stadium in any of the major sports to add like a loge or a suite. I don't even know. I don't even know when that started to become a thing, to be honest with you.
Stadium lounge.
I mean, did Cleveland Municipal Stadium have suites? Did they have loges? I guess they did. I mean, they had to have, because Art Modell was always sitting in his seat next to his wife, Pat, outside their loge. But, I mean, they weren't what they are today. A loge back then was probably a little room with a black and white TV, a water dispenser, maybe a restroom, and they brought you in a tray of cold hot dogs and warm beer. That's probably what they did at the old stadium back then. Because, trust me, folks, it's nothing like it is now with these luxury boxes and suites and VIP areas and all these other things they got going now. Truth be told, at Rocket Arena or Cleveland Browns Stadium, especially the new one, or Progressive Field, I could live in a suite. Literally, I could just live there. All I needed was a mattress on the floor. That's how nice those things are. I'd get a P.O. box for my mail. I'd have my parking spot there in the stadium site. That's all I would need. I wouldn't need to go anywhere else.
That would be funny. Anybody at the game would be like, why does that box have curtains covering up the inside? Yeah. Oh, somebody lives there.
Yeah. Well, look,
that's somebody's house.
The team's been on the West Coast for a week. Why is that light on? Oh, yeah. He lives there.
He pays 1/1000th of the stadium's power bill.
Yeah. I honest to God, I could do that. I really could. We'll take a break. We got the news and weather coming up. One more big hour to go on a beautiful Friday as we celebrate 10 years of our Cleveland Cavaliers winning the NBA championship. Much more to come. Stay with us, everybody.
News, weather, sports, local information, and music 24 hours a day. This is AM 1310, WDPN Alliance.
ABC News, I'm Wayne Cabot. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche today refusing a judge's order to sign a statement verifying President Trump will not resurrect his $1.8 billion fund to compensate Americans. Israel and Hezbollah have declared a ceasefire today. Too late for the 47 people killed this morning in Lebanon and the 4 Israeli soldiers who died trading fire. The White House called Vice President Vance back from scheduled peace talks with Iran, and just now President Trump said that he expects Vance will make that trip soon.
We have an agreement that was signed last night, and it's 60 days. They have to make a deal. Otherwise, we will do things that won't make them happy.
The remains of our first tropical storm of the season, named Arthur, stranding cars in Dallas, trapping people in homes, and fatally crushing 2 people under a giant oak tree in Georgia. Central Plains are on alert for possible twisters tomorrow. This is ABC News.
Hi, it's Zoe, one of Macy's gift guides, here to help you find the perfect Father's Day gift for the guy you're shopping for. Is he a trendsetter? I'd go color-blocked polo and shorts. Classic combo, easy to wear. Is he always on the move? Stylish commuters love a designer watch. Plus, I have cologne gift sets wrapped and ready to give. Come shop our Father's Day sale and take 20 to 60% off today at Macy's. Savings off select prices. Exclusions apply.
There's enough needless nonsense in the world already. Your phone plan shouldn't add to it. Verizon's new Simplicity plan cuts down on the nonsense in your life. Now there's just one plan, one price. $30 a line per month, even for a single line. And everyone gets our best 5G network. It's a phone plan designed to do exactly what a phone plan is supposed to do. Isn't that a lot simpler? Switch today at Verizon.com or at your nearest store. For new customers, $30 per line includes auto pay and switch discount. Additional taxes, fees, and terms apply. Unlimited data is restricted to on-device smartphone usage.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Clint Marshall on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 5:02. Plain Township man charged in a deadly Canton crash will stand trial September 14th. 34-year-old Garth Haynes appeared in Canton Municipal Court Thursday on charges including vehicular manslaughter and 2 misdemeanors. Pretrial hearing continued to August 27th. Case stems from a November collision on Cherry Avenue Southeast that killed Canton police officer Dave Walgamont of Dover. Investigators say Haynes' pickup spun on an icy road and into the path of Walgamont's vehicle. Canton murder case headed to a Stark County grand jury after a woman waived her right to a preliminary hearing. 38-year-old Leanne Haynes was bound over Thursday. She was initially arraigned Tuesday in Canton Municipal Court on a murder charge. Police say 43-year-old Ronnie Brown of Canton was shot Sunday in the parking lot of the Hillview Apartments in the 1900 block of 6th Street Northeast. He later died at Altman Hospital. Haynes being held on a $1.5 million bond. Sentencing scheduled Wednesday for a Canton man convicted in a drunk driving collision that seriously injured another man. 27-year-old Kendry Heyman was found guilty Thursday in Common Pleas Court. Charges including aggravated vehicular assault and 2 counts of OVI after a trial that began Monday. The February 2025 crash occurred at Harrison Avenue and 15th Street Southwest when Heyman ran a red light, struck a vehicle driven by 46-year-old James Sandor of Canton. Delay in software updates pushing back Stark County property tax bills this year. The Treasurer's Office says second half real estate tax bills will be mailed later than normal. The due date expected no later than August 31st. Taxpayers being advised to wait for updated statements before paying, while homeowners with mortgage escrow accounts do not need to take action. Crews will be back in the city of Louisville next week as the Stark County Health Department conducts mosquito spraying operations. Spraying scheduled after 8 o'clock Wednesday and Thursday nights. Wednesday's work will cover the village north of Route 153, while Thursday's spraying will focus on the area south within city limits. Residents with respiratory conditions are encouraged to take precautions. Beekeepers should protect their hives, and people are urged to stay clear of spraying vehicles. A state audit raising concerns about spending in the East Liverpool City School District, showing millions of dollars in expenditures over appropriations. Auditors say the district's self-insurance fund exceeded authorized spending by more than $8 million, while the capital projects fund showed nearly $20,000 in overspending. District officials tell WFMJ-TV the capital issue was tied to an emergency repair, and the insurance fund finding was an accounting error that did not affect overall finances. Statewide human trafficking crackdown has led to the indictment of 6 men in Mahoning County. A grand jury Thursday returned indictments against 73-year-old Philip Kruzweiser and 37-year-old Chad Stover of North Canton, along with 4 other men from Niles, Boardman, and Akron. Cases grew out of Operation Spring Cleaning, which targeted people accused of seeking sexual contact with minors online. Defendants face charges including attempted unlawful sexual conduct, importuning, and possessing criminal tools. Authorities say a weekend enforcement operation at Lake Milton State Park turned up drug and other violations, resulting in 15 arrests or citations. Mahoning County Sheriff's Office says deputies and Ohio Department of Natural Resources officers patrolled the area using marked and unmarked units. Officials report offenses included drug and alcohol violations, driving infractions, and underage vape possession. One adult also faces charge of child endangerment. False report of a shooting brought a large police response to a Boardman neighborhood Wednesday night. Officers responded to Lamont's Drive after receiving an email claiming someone had been shot. Police found no emergency. Investigators say a teen used a school-issued laptop to send the message after being dared to do so. A 14-year-old girl allegedly admitted daring the other teen to send the email and was arrested on a 4th-degree felony swatting charge. The other teen was not arrested. Felony charges filed against 2 Struthers residents accused of posting an inappropriate video of a child online. 35-year-old Tori Letlow and 31-year-old Denisha Dixon were arraigned Wednesday in municipal court on charges of illegal use of a minor in a nudity-oriented performance. The case began June 1st after a complaint about a Facebook Live video featuring a child born in 2018. Shooting investigation in Warren continues after charges were dismissed against 2 people initially arrested in the case. Court records show felonious assault charges were dropped against 20-year-old Jordan Coleman of Warren and 18-year-old Lily Ansel of Niles during their arraignment in Warren Municipal Court. The 2 were taken into custody Tuesday following a shooting at Parkman Road and Northfield Avenue. Police say a 21-year-old victim was treated at St. Joseph's Warren Hospital. 73 degrees at 5:07. This is the local edition of WDPN News. I'm Clint Marshall.
Now, the Alliance Area Weather Forecast from Mark Johnson on AM 1310 WDPN.
Sunshine winning out for the afternoon for the most part. Still a very slim chance for an isolated shower. It's going to be windy, though. How about wind gusts of 40 miles per hour and a high of 78 degrees? Overnight clear and starry, our low 56. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
An epic 7-game series begins tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Oracle Arena.
Cavaliers have their backs against the wall against the Warriors season as they take a commanding 3-1 lead.
Hey, listen, man, everything we got for 24 minutes, man. Everything we got.
Oh, blocked by James! LeBron James with the rejection. He's at the right point. He stutter steps. He launches a 3. Hey! It's over. The Cavaliers are NBA champions.
Congratulations. You're the first team in the history of the NBA to come back from the 3-1 deficit.
Cleveland! This is for you!
Good times. 10 years ago. Feels even better, sounds even better today. Welcome into the Sam Bourquin Show, everybody. AM 1310 WDPN. Oh, what a fun show. It's been a lot of fun today. We've been looking back the 10-year celebration of the Cleveland Cavaliers as they beat the Golden State Warriors 93-89 to take Game 7 and the NBA championship. What a day. What a night. Oh, that was so much fun. And like I said before, it ages like a fine wine. It just gets better and better and better. Phone lines are open, 330-821-1310. Text line is open, 330-999-5758. You can also get your comments into us on the Q92 YouTube channel via the... I just had a via the chat room. I just had a complete, oh my Lord. So get those comments in while you're on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Okay. That would be awesome. Coming up here in the 5:30 block, we're going to replay you the last couple minutes of Game 7, courtesy of the Cleveland Cavaliers and ABC. It's like a little 2-part deal. We did it in the 3:30 block. We're going to do it again in case you missed it. Have a little bit more fun going back and listen to some of the great plays. Our poll question today, in your opinion, which play was the most memorable from the Cavs-Warriors Game 7? The block, the shot, the stop? Maybe you got something else. We'd love to hear from you. Get those comments in. You can run them to us also on the Sam Bourquin Show page on Facebook. We'll read some of those. They've been coming in here all afternoon. Guardians in action tonight. They will take on the Houston Astros a little bit after 8 o'clock. Game 1 of that 3-game series. The Guards in Houston. Tanner Bybee on, on the mound tonight for Cleveland. USA taking on Australia today in the FIFA World Cup. Americans came in 1-0. Australia came in 1-0. I've got good news to report. It's a final score. USA beats Australia 2-0. So Team USA 2-0 in World Cup play. We'll have some highlights of a couple of those goals coming up later on as well. Now, as I mentioned before we went to the break at the top of the hour, we talked about how 10 years ago today, Cavs win, and how the stories have gotten bigger, maybe a little bit more embellished, right? Maybe you learned different things in the stories being retold now than you did 5 years ago, 8 years ago. And I thought about what was it like when the Indians won the World Series in 48? What were those reunions like? What were those anniversary celebration talks like? When the Browns won the NFL championship, yes, they won a championship in 1964. What were those talks about? How did those go in 1974, in 84, in 94, and since? I never got a chance to experience that. And I wondered if anybody was out there, maybe, who was actually at the World Series game in 48 or at the championship game in 64 or knew somebody that was there. What were those stories like? What did they sound like? How did you feel? How exciting? How cool? What were the memories like? And by gosh, we've got a young lady calling in. I don't have her name. I apologize, but I'm just going to put her on the air.
I'll take that one. That's my fault.
Oh, that's all right. But I guess she was not at the 48 World Series game, but her mother was there. And I want to welcome her to the Sam Bourquin Show right now at AM 1310 WDPN. Good afternoon. How are you this afternoon?
Good afternoon. I'm great.
Great.
I've been working in the garden, listening to the show, which is my typical afternoon routine in the summer. And I heard you talk about this, and I immediately remembered the many, many times my mother talked about things that happened to her when she was a teenager, and she led an interest in life.
Uh-huh.
But she always talked about, especially come baseball season, how she went with her sister. She was, about 14 and was living in Akron with her sister. And they went to Cleveland for one of the series games in 48.
Okay. Awesome.
Now, my mom passed away 2 summers ago.
Oh,
she would
bless
be
you.
92 this August.
Bless you.
So you may have some folks around or some listeners who have a grandma or grandpa or an aunt or great aunt or uncle that are in their late 80s or early 90s, and they might be able to track someone down to call into your show and talk about their personal experience. And my mother wasn't really well versed in baseball, but she always remembered how absolutely exciting it was to be there because the atmosphere was practically electric. The excitement was just palpable.
Yeah, because I think
then, I called in for 2 reasons, just to say that, I remembered this and that you brought up a good memory of my late mother. And secondly, that I think that there is hope that there are folks in our listening area who are still living and still remember being there. I'm certain of that. So put the word out, let people know. If they know someone that was there in their family or maybe a neighbor or something that they're friends with, see if you can get them to call in.
Yeah. Well, can I ask your name, please?
My name is Chris Hetherington.
Chris? Okay. Look, Chris, I thank you so much for calling in today. I just kind of threw that out there as a long shot that maybe that somebody was there or knew somebody that was at the 48 World Series or the 64 Browns championship. And my gosh, you came through with flying colors. So first of all, I appreciate you. Yeah.
Just an aside note, and this doesn't have to do with the series necessarily, but a couple of years later, I think my mom was 17 or so by now, living on her own in Akron, worked in a department store, went to a party with some friends for New Year's. Well, the woman that drove didn't want to leave yet, and my mother had to be at Howard's very early for inventory, which was the way they did retail back then. And she needed to go home, and they said, well, he has to leave. He'll drop you off. She had no idea who this man was. He was older than her. Well, he was a perfect gentleman. Opens the door, very polite, he just drives the car like it was her father or older brother or something. And partway he mentions, I need to stop and check something. Is that all right with you? And she said, Okay. He pulls into the hangar over at the Goodyear facility.
Hell yeah.
The aerospace
Yeah.
blimp hangar. Where the airplanes are, the one with the airplanes.
Mm-hmm.
He gets a key out. He walks in and he says, "Do you want to see my plane?" And so they walked in and he showed her the plane. Still perfect gentleman. And treated her like he was her daughter. And went and got back in the car, and she didn't remember what they said his name was. He took her home, dropped her off at the door, said it was very nice to meet you, and you take care now, and left. It was Bob Feller.
Oh, my God. You're kidding me.
I am not kidding you.
Wow. I didn't see that
She
coming.
met Bob Feller at a New Year's Eve party in Akron.
Wow. I didn't see that
and he
coming.
took her home just because she needed a ride and he was leaving.
That is unbelievable. Rapid Robert. Chris, that is a great story. That is
there
a
are more,
great
but they don't have
story.
to do with baseball, so those are for another day. But
Well, I appreciate you. First of all, I appreciate you listening to the show every day, and even more than that, calling in and sharing that story, because that's exactly kind of what I was looking for.
well, those are good memories. Well, thank you again.
You are quite welcome. Chris, have a great weekend.
You too.
Bob Feller. Hey, do you need a ride home? Oh, wait a minute. I have to check something. Let's go to the hangar by the old University of Akron Rubber Bowl. You want to see my plane? You can't make that stuff up.
Her mom was cool.
That is really awesome. Chris, thanks for sharing. I can't even top that. We're just going to go to a break. 20 minutes past the hour. Phone lines are open, 330-821-1310. Text line is open, 330-999-5758. The comment section ready to roll in the Q92 Radio YouTube channel as well. We'll step away. We'll come back with more of the Sam Bourquin Show on 1310 WDPN.
AWP Safety, North America's leading traffic safety company, is hiring traffic control flaggers, and they need you. Join AWP as a protector for steady work and an important job keeping people safe. They offer paid training, certification, referral bonuses, and advancement opportunities. To apply, visit jobs.awpsafety.com. That's jobs.awpsafety.com.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because when people don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from, they can truly thrive, like Marta.
And now we'll hear from our class valedictorian, who with our hard work never ceases to amaze us. Please welcome Marta Moreno.
And Alex.
Hey, Alex, how did the interview go?
I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
I knew it. Let's meet up later to celebrate.
And Diego.
Mom! I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. feedingamerica.org/actnow. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Got about 23 minutes past the hour. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN. I'm so happy Chris called. That was really fun. Didn't see the Bob Feller angle coming there at all. That was really, really cool. Hey, I know it's kind of last minute, but if you are in a charitable mood and you want to play a little golf and you want to help the Stark County Bowling Association out, I got a little something for you tomorrow, and it's going to be a beautiful day at Lions Den Golf Course in Canal Fulton. It's the second annual Stark County High School Golf Fundraiser. Okay? It's the Stark County High School Bowling Golf Fundraiser. Proceeds benefiting all of the teams in the SCH-SBC. It comes up tomorrow, Saturday. Check in at 7. 8 a.m., you start playing. Best way to get information and details is to get a hold of JC Highway. You can call them at 330-499-1074. Again, that's 330-499-1074. All right, so you got a little bit of time to be a part of it. It's a 4-golfer scramble open to anybody wanting to play. Adults will play the blue tees, 65 plus, the gold tee box. Ladies will play the reds. It's going to be fun. Hot dog and chips at the turn by the clubhouse. They will have food from our good buddy Steve Paxos and Papa Gyros, and game time at the conclusion of the round. There will be raffle baskets, giveaways, and a whole bunch of cool stuff. And you get to play golf at a great course and help out at a great cause. That's tomorrow, 7 a.m. check-in, 8 o'clock start time. Get a hold of JC. He'll take care of you. 330-499-1074. All right? All right. You know, it's events like that where I wish I could play golf. But I stink. I'm so bad. And the only reason that I would ever think about taking up golf or getting lessons is so I could participate in stuff like that. Fundraisers, scrambles, community events. But I'm not going to golf at any of these things because I'm so bad.
Hey,
even a scramble, I'm bad.
You don't have to be good to participate.
Oh,
it's all about charity.
I know, but you just don't. It's just
look. I'll tell you right now. If it was a putt type of deal instead of golf, I'm there all day.
Yeah, I could putt.
I could putt all day.
I can putt, but my driving in golf is awful. My second shots are. Actually, let me take that back. My second and third shots, and probably fourth and fifth shots, are better than my driving. Like, okay, I tee off, I go left, I go right, I go here, I go there. But once I get the irons out, I'm not awful. I'm okay. I'm not a complete embarrassment. But driving the ball off the tee should be rated R. It's terrible. But I can hit my irons a little bit, and I can putt okay.
Yeah, I'm mediocre.
Me putting the whole thing together, I'm not very good at all. And I'm almost embarrassed because a lot of my best friends are great golfers. My father-in-law is really good. My brother-in-law is really good. Dylan's pretty good. I've played in some of these over the years, and it's like, oh my God. It just but yeah. But I just wish I was better. And I don't know, I don't have thousands of dollars to invest in an instructor and going out and buying a, $4,000 set of clubs and irons and stuff. I can't do that. but I just wish I was better. And I don't really have, like, golfing. If you want to be good, you got to practice. You have to practice. You got to hit balls every day. Like, you got to hit hundreds of balls every day on the range. You got to putt. You got to chip. You got to do all that. If you want to be good, I just want to be non-embarrassing for my group, but I would still have to practice a lot and put a lot of time in. And quite frankly, I don't know if there's an instructor this side of the Mississippi that would be able to help me. I'm just not good. It's just not my thing.
Well, and the older we get, the harder it is to learn new things. So.
Oh, sure. Like, my balance is off.
Yep.
I know my stance is not good. I know I don't come through. I don't bring the club through the club head like you're supposed to. I'm just not a golfer. Now, when I was little, when I was high school and early 20s, even even early 30s, I was okay. I was decent because I played a little bit. We'd go out and play, and we'd go to the range, and we'd have fun, and I just, life just kind of got in the, takes you down different roads, and you don't have some of that time you used to have. But like, even when Dylan and I would go out, when he was golfing for Central Catholic, and he was pretty good. He was decent. Wasn't great. He was decent. He would look at me after I would hit the ball off the tee like, seriously? How long is this going to take? He give you that look of, I got things to do. We can't be out here for 5 hours. And
what does he have to do?
Oh, they're always busy, and they'll tell you how busy they are. Now, I can't get on him too much because he's working 2 jobs. He's getting ready for college. So I can't get on him too bad.
Yeah, he is legitimately busy at this time.
He's busy, yeah. At college orientation today from 9:45, I think they wrapped up around 3:30, and he is already at one of his part-time jobs right now over at the Putt Street Social.
We talked right through Over the Hill Gang.
We did, didn't we?
Yeah.
So is it really 5:30?
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? No, because there's only one thing that matters.
Yeah, we've talked about it all day.
On this day in sports history, and we've talked about it, and we will continue to talk about it up until 6 o'clock. So let me just do that. Go ahead and start playing the Over the Hill a little bit. Just we'll run this here for a couple of seconds, and we'll get ready. But on this day in sports history, 10 years ago today, the stop, the block, the shot, the Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Golden State Warriors 93-89 to win their first ever NBA championship. And today we celebrate 10 years later. And we will continue to celebrate every year moving forward. How's that? News is coming up next, 1310 WDPN.
Now, the latest area news on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 5:30. Israel and Iran-backed Hezbollah terror group agreed to halt the heavy fighting in southern Lebanon that had threatened to unravel an interim peace agreement between the United States and Iran. That's according to officials who spoke to the Associated Press today. Neither Israel nor Hezbollah immediately confirmed the truce. It came after a heavy exchange of fire killed 47 people in Lebanon and 4 Israeli soldiers. Hezbollah and Israel went to war shortly after the outbreak of the wider conflict, with Hezbollah firing rockets and drones at civilian communities in northern Israel, and Israel retaliating. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard used her last day in office to release a trove of evidence that Dr. Anthony Fauci lied to Congress and directed U.S. funding for gain-of-function research linked to pharmaceutical companies' pursuit of so-called universal vaccines, all while influencing the intelligence community to cover up his role in the pandemic. Gabbard, who's leaving her post as her husband battles cancer, revealed they have testimony from intelligence community whistleblowers who, quote, reported retaliation for challenging the intelligence community's manipulation of intelligence on the virus's origins. She also said Fauci pressed the intelligence community to push the natural animal origin narrative of the virus to cover for himself and became the nation's pandemic pundit, where he was able to freely push his stories and censorship of critics. Prosecutors have charged the chief engineer of the cargo ship Dolly in connection with the 2024 collapse of Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge. Man was charged in U.S. District Court in Maryland Monday with one count of violating the Federal Port and Waterways Safety Act. They allege he failed to notify the Coast Guard about hazardous conditions on the ship. The Singapore-based craft lost power twice and crashed into the bridge, killing 6 construction workers. A trial for the ship's operator and technical superintendent is set for October 2027. A $2.25 billion settlement was announced in April. Pakistani-American businessman who's often donated to Democrats in New York City has been accused of running an adult daycare scam to defraud Medicaid to the tune of $38 million. 78-year-old Pervez Siddiqui was taken into custody Monday, along with 7 others, according to the New York Post. Siddiqui and the others alleged to have been running a Medicaid kickback and false billing fraud operation with 2 adult daycares in Brooklyn between 2019 and 2025. Adults were signed up for daycares they rarely or never attended and would also get a cut of the Medicaid payments. Some were made to people outside the U.S. and those who left the country to live with family elsewhere. Federal authorities reportedly deployed to Skid Row in Los Angeles Thursday amid a probe into alleged voter fraud in the city's primary election for mayor. Roughly 20 agents moved in on the area after multiple homeless people said they were paid money to fill out registration forms, provide voter information, and forge signatures. According to the California Post, Homeland Security investigations personnel took part in the operation. Officers spoke with Skid Row residents who seemingly directed them on where to observe, according to the Post. A homeless woman alleged in a since-deleted video she was paid $2 to vote for Democrat Mayor Karen Bass in the recent election, claiming electioneers told her to, quote, sign the little thing, and saying they come out here all the time. A homeless man claimed he received a $2 offer initially, but haggled his way up to $4 to vote for the mayor. Video has also been deleted from social media. 73 degrees at 5:33 for WDPN News. I'm Clint Marshall.
Here's Mark Johnson's forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Friday afternoon looks warm, 75 degrees, clouds around, maybe a few glimpses of sun, and maybe an isolated thunder shower in a couple of spots. Clear and starry skies returning for your Friday night. Slightly cool, our low 55. From the 3 News Weather Center, I'm Mark Johnson.
Simply awesome. All right, we got the starting lineup tonight for the Cleveland Guardians as they are in action against the Houston Astros tonight. Tanner Bybee on the mound for the Guards. Leading off and playing second base, Travis Bazzana. Batting second, the first baseman, Kyle Manzardo. Brian Arocchio is batting third at shortstop. Rhys Hoskins is the DH tonight. Daniel Schneemann will be in center. Gabby Arias will be at third. Khalil Watson. I like this kid. Right fielder. He will bat seventh. Batting eighth, the catcher Patrick Bailey. Oh, how we have tumbled. Left fielder Stephen Kwan. Batting ninth tonight. For the Guardians, Tanner Bybee is on the mound. We'll get this underway a little bit after 8 o'clock tonight. Guards in the Stros down in Houston.
Yeah, I've been curious how Bazzana's been shaping up. I know you were really excited for him to come up.
Yeah, he's been pretty steady. He's had a couple of dips where he's gone, 1 for 18, 2 for 25, but he's put it together. He's got a beautiful swing. He's shown some power. I love his attitude, and I think he's going to end up being a really, really, really good player. But I'm looking at this lineup here tonight. Bazzana, Manzardo, Rocchio. Manzardo is he's just not consistent enough. Like he'll hit a home run here, hit a home run there, and then he'll pop up a bunch and hit into a double play. They don't hit a home run. He's just not consistent. Those are our top 3 batters right now. Then you go Rhys Hoskins, which is batting about $150. Here, Our designated hitter is batting around $150. Schneemann and then Arias. Arias has been hitting the ball. So I'm comfortable when he's up there. Khalil Watson's not really hitting right now, but he's been playing great in the field. Made a great diving catch in right field the other day. And Khalil Watson is he's magic. He's a breath of fresh air. If he can get going here a little bit, I'm not saying go 3 for 4 every night, but if he can get a couple hits, maybe hit a home run, a couple stolen bases, I like him. Patrick Bailey and Steven Kwan is really struggling. Kind of makes you ask the question, so Sam, why would you bet the Astros-Guardians game over the 8.5 tonight with that kind of a lineup? Just a hunch. Just a hunch. I can see like a 5-4 game tonight or 6-3. I can. That's why we took the best bet over the total. United States, 2-0 win over Australia today. They go to the knockout round of the World Cup 2026. I don't know who they play next, but they are in the knockout round. Go get them, Team USA. By the way, we cannot play you highlights because they are embargoed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll get banned to the Shadow
We
Realm.
are not allowed to play those either through FIFA rules or Fox, who has the exclusive rights to that. So as much as we would love to,
we want to keep the show going.
Yeah,
and
you
if
know
we-
what though? Hold on a second. I listened to a lot of Cleveland radio in the morning. They've been playing highlights all week from the World Cup. Now they are an ESPN affiliate.
That could be it.
Maybe that has something to do with it.
Yeah, I know.
But we are not allowed to play those highlights.
I know you
So
sent me that
I
one
apologize.
Fox had it, but they could have just been had permission to repost it.
Yeah. So we will err on the side of caution, and we're not allowed to play those. So we apologize for that, but we're just kind of following the rules, as they say. We're going to play you the last 2 minutes in a capsule of the Cleveland Cavaliers Golden State Warriors Game 7 coming up here in just a couple of minutes. So you want to stay tuned for that. But kind of staying with the guards here, printed out a list of names about 4 or 5 days ago of maybe some of the names that they would be looking for to maybe make some trades for, trade with some teams to get some talent in here maybe at the trade deadline, or because they've got so many injuries, try to, bring a little something in to kind of keep us afloat until we get Hosey back, until we get Angel back, until we get Chase DeLauder back. And that list was like 110, but that was for like all players that could be available. And there was a story that, okay, this team could maybe go after this guy. This team could go after this guy. This is pretty much narrowed down to who the Guardians could maybe make a run at. Okay. And again, this is pretty much trade deadline stuff. So keep your eyes on these names. I'm going to repeat a couple of names from the original list, and there's a couple new names from this other list that was kind of put together. But from the New York Mets, right-handed pitcher Freddie Peralta would be a guy to keep your eye on, and they have him at 90% likely to get traded, okay? Second baseman from the Giants, Luis Ariz. Teams understand how valuable putting the ball in play can be in the postseason. Nobody does it better than him. He is 90% also to get traded by the deadline. Then there's second baseman Gleyber Torres from the Detroit Tigers. He is 80% likely to get traded. Good on-base guy. Okay? Good on-base guy, Gleyber Torres. Now, do the Tigers want to do business with the Guardians? I don't know. Interdivision, you don't know how that goes. Taylor Ward, here's the left fielder from the Baltimore Orioles. He is 75% likely to get traded. Quote, plenty of teams could use an outfielder, and though Ward won't win a Gold Glove anytime soon, his on-base percentage fits almost every lineup. Okay. Here's a guy I want you to keep your eyes on. Sandy Alcantara. Sandy Alcantara. Right-handed pitcher for the Marlins. Now, he's only 40% likely to get traded. But if you could get this guy and plug him in as maybe like a number 3 starter in your rotation, yeah, I could get down with that. Miami Marlins, Sandy Alcantara. Keep your eyes on him. If you see him, he's going to pitch some certain night. Tune in and watch him throw. I think you'll like it. Joe Adele, right fielder from the LA Dodgers or the LA Angels. He's 20% likely to get traded. His power numbers have dipped. His walk rate remains comically low. He is talented. He's only 27. He could flourish in the proper situation. And then there's Jarren Duran, outfielder from the Boston Red Sox. He's about 25% likely to get traded. The quote machine, Duran has gone backward offensively. Might need a fresh start. Whether Boston is willing to deal low is the real question. I would say on the guys on this list, and I'm looking at how they're playing, if they're going up, if they're going down, if they're having trouble, if they're getting better, I would say Luis Ariz from the Giants I'd like to take a shot at. Gleyber Torres I would like to take a shot at. And I would probably take a shot at Sandy Alcantara, the pitcher from the Marlins. There's 3 players there I would like to see the Guardians maybe get involved in trade talks with. I don't know if they will. I don't know if they want to. I don't know if they think they can afford to. But those are the 3. Those are the 3 that I would kind of present to you, so to speak. We'll see what happens tonight. We'll see what happens here the next couple of weeks, right? Hey, pretty soon, folks, we are not that far away from the Major League Baseball All-Star break. I mean, what are we? June 19th today. You're looking at the middle of July, maybe the second week of July for the MLB All-Star break.
Jeez.
We're not that far away.
Just under a month, actually.
So, yeah, it's kind of time to start maybe looking at stuff like this. Now, the MLB trade deadline is a ways away. But what do we do around the All-Star break? We always look at the standings. We look at how many games you're behind, how many games you're in front of somebody, and maybe what the move is going to be, what the philosophy is going to be, what the plan is going to be moving forward. The All-Star break, you should know, if you don't know by now, if you don't know what you've got by now, you'll know by the All-Star break. Okay? Guardians are 75 games into the season. Let's fast forward to the All-Star break, and we'll probably be 95 games in, maybe around 100. You'll know what you have. You'll know what you need to do. You'll know if you think you can make a run. So keep your eyes on some of those players that I just mentioned. 330-821-1310 is our number, 330-821-1310. We'll take a break. Don't forget to like, follow, share, and comment on all of our social media platforms, WDPN Facebook, X, the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. You can also follow me, check me out on the Sam Bourquin Show page on Facebook as well. We'd really appreciate that. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We will relive the final 2 minutes of Game 7. Cavs Warriors from 2016 when we come back.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Our national parks didn't just happen. They were imagined by those who saw beyond their time. The trailblazers, the bold. They stood on the edges of canyons, walked through history, and understood that these places need us just as much as we need them. Now it's up to us. Join the National Park Foundation to ensure what's all of ours is here forever. Donate at nationalparks.org/trailblazers.
When your car is making a strange noise, no matter what it is, you can't just pretend it's not happening.
That's an interesting sound.
It's like your mental health. If you're struggling and feeling overwhelmed, it's important to do something about it. It can be as simple as talking to someone in your community, or just taking a deep, calming breath when you need it. Nice. For mental health resources, check out loveyourmindtoday.org. At loveyourmindtoday.org, you'll find information that may help you get through a tough time. Things like tips for dealing with stress, how to navigate difficulties like financial worries, anger, substance use, and more. You can also find real stories of how people navigated their own mental health challenges. Because once you start to address the problem, you can go so much further. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the program. Does Tom Siegfried have copyrights on that? The program. Welcome back, everybody. 1310 WDPN. Phone lines are open, 330-821-1310.
That's a box you may or may not want to open, Sam.
Oh, that's
copyright law is a nightmare.
All in good fun. All in good fun. Sigs, I hope you're doing well, buddy. Of course, led the Louisville Leopards to the high school state championship in basketball a couple years ago. What was I going to say? Completely. Okay. All-Star came on. Shout out to Siegfried. I have no idea where I was going. Anyhow, Guardians and Astros tonight. USA men's soccer team wins today 2-0 over Australia. They won their first two games of the 26 FIFA World Cup. Oh, I wanted to check out the U.S. Open golf leaderboard as they continue to play at Shinnecock Hills in western New York. Let's see what's going on here today. All right. We've got, all right, look, we've still got a few guys on the course. Clark is at 7 under for the tournament. Fitzpatrick is 3 under, so Clark's got a four-stroke lead right now. Xander Schauffele is at 3 under par. Colin Morikawa is at 2 under par, along with Scotty Burns. Justin Thomas is 1 under. Rory is 1 under par. And who's at even? Gary Woodland is at even par. Tommy Fleetwood is even. Keegan Bradley is even. McNeely is even. So 7 under is your leader, Clark. He was 1 under today on his round of 18. 2 more rounds to go at Shinnecock Hills, obviously tomorrow and Sunday. All right. We continue to celebrate the Cleveland Cavaliers and the 10th anniversary. Can you believe it's been 10 years since they beat the Warriors in Oakland, brought home the championship, couple days later, that incredible, beautiful, breathtaking parade. And we're trying to get back there. But, it is so hard. It's hard to win a championship. And the fact that the Cavs went 4 years in a row and played Golden State. 4 years in a row. We got one. Let's go back and revisit. We'll break this up into 2 parts for you. Here's the first part. Again, audio courtesy of the Cleveland Cavaliers in the NBA and ABC. Cavs Warriors, final 2 minutes. Game 7. Sit back, close your eyes, and enjoy.
The Cavs fought in the last possession with Love, taking a tough shot. But about Kyrie Irving or LeBron James, the offense is running through me right now. Irving drives, hot step inside, close up, misses. Rebound taken by Iguodala. Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the rejection. Wow. His third block of the game as we come up on 1.5 minutes remaining.
But again, get into your stuff quicker.
4 to shoot. James inside, little jump hook, that's short. Rebound tipped and taken by Curry. Curry drives on Irving, pulls back for 3. Doesn't even hit the rim as Irving comes the other way. And Tyronn Lue wants a timeout. Makes one of his final 2 timeouts left with 1:09 remaining and a tie game.
Defensively, that's a real challenge for the Cavaliers against the likes of Curry and Thompson.
Each team has a foul to give as we come up on 1 minute remaining. And they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry. One-on-one, Irving puts it up. It's good! Kyrie Irving from downtown! And the Cavaliers by 3.
And I like the no timeout call by Steve Kerr.
Love picks up Curry. Curry steps back, fakes a 3, drives again, shut off nicely. Found the Green, 7 to shoot. Curry fakes the 3, steps back, crossover, puts up a 3. Rebound James with 30 seconds remaining.
All right, so we got 30 seconds to go. LeBron gets the rebound. We're playing tough D. LeBron blocked the shot. Kyrie made the 3, right? We're up 92-89, and we're feeling a little better. We're feeling like we've got a chance to do the unthinkable and win a title. Game 7, Oakland, California, 10 years ago. Cavs Warriors. Will the wine and gold hang on? Of course they will.
Irving on the drive, goes inside, lost it, gets it back and finds Love. There's a 7-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And they had a foul to give, so Barnes fouls him there. Cavaliers have 1 timeout left. They go in the backcourt the last 2 minutes to get it.
But they've got to manage this clock. They don't want to go early.
Irving drives to James, misses the jam, but fouled. Warriors have 2 timeouts remaining. Stays a 3-point game. So, Mike, as a player, there's no pressure right now. You're up 3. Worst case scenario, you got to give them 1 free throw. That should be the mindset. I missed it. You got to step up and knock this free throw down if you're LeBron James. Warriors will no doubt call timeout. Miss or make here from James. Rattles in the second. 4-point game. Timeout Golden State. Possession, forcing them to take it out again. Curry runs off. Iguodala looking. Thompson catches. Thompson a couple of dribbles. Head fake. Tied up. Throws it in to Green on a foul on the entry pass. That's the foul to give. Iguodala to inbound. Shumpert trying to stay with Curry. Catches. 1 dribble. Steps back. Puts up a 3. Won't go. Rebound tip taken by Spades. Final seconds. It's over. It's over. Cleveland is a city of champions once again. The Cavaliers are NBA champions. Cleveland's long sports nightmare has ended. The drought is over. 52 years. Time to celebrate a title.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God. And the emotions for LeBron James, who delivers on his promise to come home and bring a championship to his beloved hometown.
Cleveland! This is for you!
Ow!
Title. Game, set, match. 93-89, Cavaliers over Golden State. And the Larry O'Brien Trophy was coming back to Cleveland, Ohio. How sweet was that? Oh, I'll probably watch a little bit of YouTube this weekend. Go back and watch that again. Watch the celebration, the postgame, the locker room, the interviews, the parade. Oh yeah. Oh, it all counts. It all counts. But it was fun to share that with you all today. 10 years ago, where the Cavaliers won the NBA title. All right, Guards Astros tonight, 8:10, the first pitch. By the way, White Sox and Tigers tonight in Detroit at 6:40. It's game one of a 3-game series there. We do have one final from today. Holy smokes, the Chicago Cubs beat the Toronto Blue Jays by the score of 16-2. World Cup Soccer, USA beats Australia 2-0. U.S.Open golf tournament continues tomorrow and Sunday. We will have a lot to talk about next Monday. That's for sure. Thanks to Rainsburg. Great job as always. Thanks to all of you for participating in the program today. We always love when you do that. And we will reconvene. We'll do it all over again Monday, beginning at 3 right here on AM 1310 WDPN. And until then, and as always, go Guards, go Browns, go Bucks, go Cavs. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you on Monday.
This is